On air.
We're on air?
Well, I'll hit the on air button. That means we're supposed to be on air. But I only know how to check by looking at the feed over here. Well, it's black, so I think it's actually working. And I'm just talking to you and not addressing the camera like I probably should be because, you know, we're live.
We're live.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Odin Makes Monday live streams. It's Monday, at least for me. Should be for you too. I think it's Monday everywhere still at the moment. And we're going to continue with our Witcher build.
We have some holes. No, we already have the holes drilled. We just need to put the grommets in.
Yeah, we have holes put into the sides. We need to put the grommets and the eyelets in. And
we have half of one side of the girdle.
Yeah, we have one of the sides is done. I've lost track of which side we did.
Yeah, like we're almost there.
No, that's right. Yeah, you're right. We have one half. We have 3 out of 4 sides have eyelets put in place from last week. So we have one side to put in place. Just one quarter panel left to go. But anyway, hello, I'm Odin, and this is my fantastic co-host, Felicia, and we are here today to talk to you, have a good time, continue working with the Witcher build, and in general, live stream, chat, craft, and spend some time with you. So thank you all very much for being here today. We are public, right? Yes, good, okay.
I know, last time we weren't, but that's... All right, so... Yeah, we only have this one side of eyelets to go.
Okay.
And then we can start lacing it up. We have this great lacing here.
Hey, look, some of the very first ones are, of course, all people we know. Connor Cook, hey, you guys. Stupid Monkey, yay, live. Dan Does Junk, there they are. Because apparently we were a tiny bit late this week again. Jack of all trades, in all caps. Hey, Odin, you know who it is. And more highs from Christopher Ortiz and Mr. Rooster. And Detlef P. Awesome. So a lot of our patrons are here, and that's very cool. Thank you guys. Thank you all very much to all of you who are patrons and who help support the channel. In all honesty, and this is coming up, well, today I got invoiced, the Patreon support pays the rent. And so the whole ability to do this, everything you see that isn't me standing here is what the patrons are paying for to actually make this channel work. I don't have the space to do this at home. So thank you guys.
Literally brought to you by viewers like you.
So this channel is literally brought to you by viewers like you.
And it is very much appreciated.
It is very, very much appreciated.
Is this the one you used last time?
Yes, that's the one I used last time too, because I would put the eyelet in, and I'd use that to spread the eyelet a little bit.
I'll still let you do it, though.
And then I used the hammer and anvil to finish the eyelet.
Yeah.
It became a multi-step thing, but...
Yeah, that's why I figured you could do that, because it's almost done.
Yeah, I can do that.
And you made it look so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Viewers like you, and...
Speaking of which, Ad Vixen, thank you.
Ad Vixen, thank you! Hey, how's it going? With the Ad Vixen with an emoji. Very cool, and I keep chasing you back and forth. Sorry about that.
No worries.
All right.
What's this?
That's choking to death. Double cat rivet tools. So,
there we go. And rivet's not.
So it's for putting not these guys in. Actually, it's not even. No, it's these guys. But that's got the one. So this rivet's got the one flat end, right? Mm-hmm. That's when you have decorative caps on both sides, which is like this is a decorative cap, and oh damn it, I've got some.
So many rivets.
So many rivets. But when you have the cute button side on both sides,
you need to have this type of anvil.
That's that type of anvil for it.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, wait, this is a great anvil, but not quite what we need. But
no.
That makes what it's. Yeah. Wait, this also goes with those ones. Because one of them is slightly better.
Right.
Slightly.
I think I like the one that's a little longer better because, you know.
Yeah.
Longer's better, right?
Okay, so you're going to finish that up and
I'm
then...
going to finish this up. You're going to drink coffee?
Sounds good. Then after that, we can start lacing it up together.
Yeah.
And then figure out where the pauldrons all go because...
Sweet.
We can actually put the girdle, the clamshell, and then we can place the pauldrons, decide where they need to be, get the Velcro on those.
Okay.
And then start hanging. We can actually get something together.
Okay.
But hopefully.
Promises.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Speaking
Plenty
of,
wood.
don't I have a bit of wood? Here's a bit of wood.
What?
Something to hammer on that isn't my mat.
Right. But I thought this mat could take all the abuse.
Oh, that mat does take all the abuse, but I don't think it necessarily can take all the abuse.
Yeah.
All right. Shall I be here if you want to talk to the?
Yeah, I will click
talk
on.
to the fantastic peoples.
See what
So
they
give me
say.
the thing and give me the things. And
You get the things.
here's your holographic pencil.
Oh yeah, that's my hair pencil.
Oh, your hair pencil. Oh, of course, it's got to be
My hair
pretty.
gets annoying. Okay.
You actually have hair.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't complain.
No. Well, not that I'm necessarily complaining. I actually still have hair as well.
Yeah. Jack of all trades says, wait, is that Odin or Evil Ted? He is sus.
I'm not sus. It's Evil Ted. Don't you guys watch Evil Ted? Have you guys met Evil Ted? I've met Evil Ted, and you know what? I'm happy to wear his shirt. No, I got to meet Evil Ted at the LA Comic-Con, the last one that happened before everything got canceled. And it was fantastic, so fun to talk to, fantastic guy. If you don't know Evil Ted's channel, I watch Evil Ted to get tips, so you should go subscribe to Evil Ted and watch some of his videos. They're short, they're to the point, they're informative, and you know he knows what he's doing. He's worked in Hollywood, right? So
You're always referencing him.
I'm always referencing
Just
Ted.
go get the thing from Evil Ted.
Yeah,
Go get the cones. Go get the...
Yeah, go get the head. Exactly. Go get the thing from Evil Ted, because he's got all the patterns.
So where do you get your patterns from?
Evil Ted. Wasn't too long ago. Whichever video I recently needed to make a sphere for something. I don't remember what the heck it was.
When we did the Among Us.
It was the Among Us as well as the Call of Duty ray gun. I think I went and picked up the Evil Ted hemisphere pattern. He's perfected a single piece pattern that makes a perfect sphere if you make 8 of them. So it's $5, multiple sizes. Yeah, Ted, yours might be
Totally
fine.
worth it.
Yeah.
You're going to get the right sphere every time.
Right.
Yep. But we did use that on the Among Us for the head.
For the head, we tried. Yeah, did that too.
Because it started to get really pointy and we didn't want it.
No.
No. But
That's right. And then oops. I need this. So yeah, Ted. He's great.
Tay Zolizon says, I get some from Evil Ted with smiley faces.
Sweet.
Okay, let me go back up. See what people say. Seems to figure that whenever you want to be live, something goes wrong, but when you don't, everything works perfectly. LOL. No, you guys only just get to see.
We were fine. I mean, I hit go, and there's a delay before I get feedback that go is working, right? So what am I supposed to do? I can just go, hey, it's going to work and be fine. But, you know, when I started doing this, it wasn't. And so I got tired of putting on that, hey, everything's fine. Then 3 seconds later, I have to do it again. So I just kind of wait for it to make sure it's going.
Eventually, we should just get an intro to make it easier.
Yeah, it would.
Right? Is it alive? Is it alive?
Is it live? Is it live?
As always.
As always, yes.
Am I alive? Are you alive? Are you guys alive?
Cuckoo-cuckoo. It is doable. You know, just yeah. No, that would be smart and professional.
Eventually.
Stretch goals for patron. Yes.
Eventually.
Eventually.
So we got a hello again from Sweden.
Sweet. That's from
Tizolizon.
Tizolizon. Okay.
Tizolizon.
There was did you see in the patron chat, there was one of the people I said hello and thank you to in the last video, they were saying about snowboarding in Austria and sometimes Switzerland. So it's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I know that you guys are everywhere, but sometimes it's hard for me to remember that you guys are everywhere. So it's really kind of neat to see.
Yeah. And we are really close to snowboarding up in Tahoe.
We are.
How many times have you been?
Snowboarding? Once. I went snowboarding in 93? Yeah, I went snowboarding in 93.
That's okay.
And
I've only been once.
What's that?
I've only been
You've only
once
been
too,
once
so I
too?
can't
Right.
complain either.
It's a live stream. If it's total family and everything else right now, my apologies. But my overall opinion, my elevator pitch for snowboarding, fuck that.
Not your thing.
Not my thing.
Yeah.
Skiing I can do because I have independent foot movement. Snowboarding, no. Face plant, stand up, back plant, stand up, face plant. I almost broke the board getting off my feet and walked down the hill.
I've never been sneeze.
You never been sneezing?
Apparently, I can't talk today. I've never been skiing.
Okay.
I have been snowboarding. I went a whole of one time. My friend Naomi, like while we were going up, my instructions were point to where you want to go.
Which is actually good instructions.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
I lasted a whole day on the bunny hill without wiping out until my last run.
You just being dramatic, or?
No. Like that. I was great. I had a great time. Like that was the instructions I got. I didn't wipe out. It was fun. Borrowed my friend.
But you're saying the last run you wiped out. I mean, that's the Hollywood ending, right?
Well, I got yelled at, and I kind of ran. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm doing. The only instructions I was given was point to where you want to go.
Right.
And a kid cut me off on the bunny hill, and they crashed. And instead of crashing into them, I bailed. And then when I kind of figured out what was going on, I was being screamed at by some crazy lady yelling at me. And it took me a while to realize that she thought I knew what I was doing. Because I was borrowing my friend's equipment. I had decent balance. You had all the... You know, like, I don't know. But she was like... Eventually she stopped. And then I was like, okay, let me just get down the hill. Go down the hill. And I take out some guy like twice my size, back of his knees, and he falls right on top of me. So I brace myself to get yelled at again. You know, just not ready, to deal with it. He was so nice. He helped me up. I was like, are you okay? I was like,
oh, good.
Anyways, so that was the last time I've been snowboarding.
Because of that experience?
No.
Just happened to have the opportunity?
Yeah, no, it's expensive to go snowboarding.
Well, there is that.
She won't keep me from doing it again, but it was my last run of the day, so she did make it memorable. Not going to forget that.
Fair enough.
And I still don't know how to stop. I can go down.
Gravity's your, gravity assist for stopping, right? I think the longest single run I did my entire trip was backwards, and I was pretty much out of control.
I kind of want to see that now.
Yeah.
But then also, I'm imagining the snowball effect,
That would have been better. No, it was just plop. It was,
Yeah. We got a hello from Russia.
Oh, hello, Russia.
Hello from Night Russia, because it's night there.
Hello, Night Russia.
And greetings from Ukraine.
Hello to the Ukraine.
And Mastermind says, I enjoy crafts. Me too.
Sweet, we do too.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of laughing at this. We're 2 hours from snowboarding. You get cut off by a future Sacramento driver?
What?
So you get cut off by a kid, right? For 2 hours, so you get cut off by a future Sacramento driver. Someone trained really well. Oh, that's where I want to go. Just cut this person right off. And
it's a kid. I feel like they knew just as much as I did, if not more.
Right.
I would just rather eat it than eat a kid.
For sure, yeah. No,
yeah.
You made the right decision.
I had no problems with that poor child. The mother, on the other hand.
Right.
Granted, I did look like I knew what... I didn't know what I was doing. I just had my friend's cool clothes on,
Right.
Anyways,
I'll stop.
It's okay. Good times. I'll have to do that again eventually when things open back up.
Okay, this one's not going to flatten right.
Okay. Pedro Costa says, Felicia, how would you stop hand stitches from showing up when you stitch from the inside out? Okay, that is a very good question, and it's hard to explain, but I could show, but I don't have anything to show with.
There's needle and thread right underneath the finger missile over there that Max printed.
There is a finger missile.
There is a finger missile. This is viewer mail.
There's a cockroach. This thing.
That cockroach, yes, that's where it went.
My own fault, but I do not see a needle and thread.
I know I just saw it. I swear I didn't pick it up. There it is. It's behind my phone. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I still don't. Oh, there it is. Okay. Which needle and which thread?
Is there a hole? Oh,
there's two needles.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay.
One's white and one's green.
All right.
But I also need a piece of fabric to show them. Here we go. Here's a piece of muslin.
Perfect. Let me walk over to camera 2, and I'll hit the focus assist, which should give you a bit of a close-up.
Well, I need something to sew to something, so let me just...
That appears to have focus. Let me turn it towards you a little bit so you're not stretching weird. Pick it up so I got a more...
Okay.
So...
Camera
here.
2?
And that's not necessarily what they're seeing, I don't think.
Okay, so what are they seeing?
I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting this pointed at your project and not at anything else. Alrighty. So that's...
Camera 2. Alright, so if we have 2 pieces of fabric, I'm going to fold it over with seam allowance.
Is that... My eyes are out of focus. Is that in focus? You can't tell either?
I'm trying.
No, I'm not a...
So, seam allowance, 2 pieces together. So we have 2 seams together. And we want to sew this from the outside. The easiest thing to do is you kind of put the stitches on the inside where they need to be. And I just kind of wiggle it from side to side so I can see. I know it's quiet, but...
It's quiet. We're both working. I'm trying to make the camera work while it's live.
And
without making
I'm
everyone
over
sick and
here
throw up.
trying not to, but trying to show you guys a little bit what it is. So what you're doing is you're kind of sewing the needle right on the inside of the seam allowance so that when you see it, you don't really see it. We have a different color so you can kind of see it, and if I pull it, you guys can definitely...
Remember, keep it close to you because focal plane is really close to your body.
Yeah, so
okay.
even though I'm stitching and it's kind of loose, but when I do it on my stitches, I'm doing it right on the inside of the seam allowance, just picking up a little piece at a time, and then you pull it tight and it hides it right in the seam. Does that make sense? Except for now I got my seam allowance. Jeez, trying to be so close up on a... And you know I naturally shake on a small book. I'm so sorry. But when you put the 2 seam allowances together, you have the, where the fabric's meeting, there is the fold line. And you go right on the inside of the fold line, not quite up at the top where people can see, and you just pick up a little pinch on either side, and it will hide it. So you visually on the top. And then if you want it to lock, you can do a back stitch, take a stitch back, take a stitch back, take a stitch back, take a stitch back, and you can lock it that way. But you really just got to get your fabric together and then just kind of wiggle it. Hand stitching is like the best for being able to hide it because you can see where you're putting the needle and where it's going to hide. But if you're stitching from the inside, you just stitch it, use the right color thread, and hopefully it doesn't, show through. But if you're hand stitching it from the inside, I would do it back stitches all the way down just to secure it. So it's, I don't know. Hand stitching, there's a lot to it, and there's a million ways to do it. None of them are exactly wrong, but
sure,
it holds 2 pieces together is what's going on. Does that help, or did I just make everything more confusing?
No, you did okay. I think you may have waffled a little at the end because you didn't know how to wrap it up, but you're making it up as you go along, and it's like a camera all tied up on your project, so it's you did fine.
So you just kind of do it. I don't know. I tried.
Chances are really good because you had some serious, honest pointers in there that you gave them something that may not have been obvious to just someone who's trying to figure out how to do all the motions anyway. The little thing of that extra bit may not have been obvious. That might have been all they needed. So chances are you did fine.
In reality, the way I learned how to do the top stitching where it's invisible the best is I saw one of my teachers do it. I just sat there and I watched her because she helped me attach the neck to my dress form. And she did it so invisibly, and all she did was make sure that her stitches were right on the seams. And they pulled right together. It takes a little patience, a little finagling, but it's just putting the stitches right on that seam line. If you press it before you stitch, it makes it easier too because you have that strong seam line.
Right, you have a line to follow, like me drawing a pencil line before I cut it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pressing always makes things look better anyways. Why is this darker?
Those ends are darker. I don't know. They got stained.
Did we do a test section with the oil, with the rub?
We might have, yes.
Okay, that's what I was wondering because I'm liking this.
Do you want that? These are leather. If you want, everything else is plastic. If you want to take the shoe polish and
I think it's gonna need that because Geralt's dirty, and gross and grimy, and this is too clean. But I really do like that.
It's very cool.
Just random segue. Okay, let's see what people are saying.
It's all good. You're doing fine. I'm sure if you want to pull another sewing story from college, everyone will be very happy. But go ahead and check, see what they're saying. And someday, I'll look at my Patreon-only Discord and see what they're saying.
Team Ghost says, wash before crafting. Wash your hands before you're crafting. You can still wash your hands before crafting, but I feel like I come in here and then all the dust.
Yeah, so are my hands, well...
I wash my hands, but it's like the dust from touching all these projects.
Right. And I did a lot of foam grinding over the weekend, so I tried to clean up, but I kind of got caught up doing the whole write the story, get stuff ready, so...
It's a workshop.
Things get painted.
Okay, let's see. Jack of all trades says, of course I watch Evil Ted.
Of course.
Let's see. Odin, can you make gold Zeo staff from Power Rangers Zeo and or Lord Dracon helmet Evil from Boom Studios Comics? I love reading these random requests because I have no idea what that is.
I totally followed the
sounds
first one. Power Rangers Zeo with the gold Zeo staff. Good idea what that is. I'm not well versed in all Power Rangers because I was exactly the wrong age to get into Power Rangers when it came out. But familiar with the Boom comics? Yeah, no, I'm drawing a blank on that one. But, you know, Google's my friend.
Right? It really does help. Hello from France. I have a challenge for you, Odin.
Oh, dear. Yes?
Could you make a functional saw cleaver from Bloodborne, please?
A functional saw cleaver from Bloodborne. I'd have to look that up, too. Functional, like actually...
Well...
I'm sure it's functional, like what the moving parts move.
Okay. Well, I was just imagining a cleaver.
Well,
but
it's buzzsaw cleaver, right? Is that what it said? Or am I hearing it wrong? Saw cleaver, buzzsaw cleaver? What was
probably.
it?
Everything moved. Sorry.
Everything moved. You can make the window bigger and it'll move less.
I can?
Well, yeah, if you grab the corner.
There we go.
Exactly the right way.
Did I do it the wrong way?
No, well, you missed it the first time, so.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, no, I lost that one.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure you said saw cleaver or buzzsaw cleaver, which implies to me it's probably like a fantasy version of a chainsaw cleaver, where of course it's got teeth that go on the end as well as being a cleaver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Functioning would be fun.
Functioning would be fun.
And dangerous. Even funner. People seem to like the Power Rangers. They want the Red Ranger sword.
You know, I've looked at doing that a few times. What stopped me... I've said this before on the show, I'm pretty sure. What stopped me was the coin, because even the Red Power Rangers sword, all the versions that I've looked at, and I've looked at the initial Red Power Ranger, it's got the dino coin on it. And that isn't something I can easily sculpt or replicate simply. I found someone pre-pandemic that was going to let me borrow his coin so I can make a cast, and then the stand happened, and
so you got to get the right coin before you can move on.
I kind of feel that way, and it's been a long enough of a delay that it's not really forefront in my head.
Yeah, there's a long list.
There's a long list. I'm all for the Red Power Ranger sword. I'm all for the Master Sword. It's just they haven't happened yet. I'll try and get a hold of the dude at the Comic Command Center in Natobas, California. All of your comic needs are available at the Comic Command Center. They actually have some of the glass counters in the comic shop I used to work at in the 80s.
Oh,
yeah.
So you have access. So
well, they have the furniture, you know. It's not even the same building. It's not even the same city. But yeah, so anyway.
Is it the same people?
No.
Oh. I was going to say, then it's... Oh, never mind.
No. It's a glass counter or two or three that... I can't remember his name right now, the fellow pod, so...
Okay.
Whatever.
Is there a train?
There was.
Oh, because people are saying train.
Train.
I totally don't hear it. I zone it out.
That's fine.
Oh, somebody wants a red sword, please.
Red sword, please.
Sword arm from Power Rangers. People are liking the Power Rangers.
All right. You know, Power Rangers is massively popular and always has been. It's just I was the fool that missed it.
Oh.
You know. So, I get it. Oh, and the other fun thing I've looked, as far as 3D printing goes, on rare occasions, a good-looking Power Ranger coin pops up on one of the 3D sites where you can download a model so you can actually 3D print it. They disappear in a hurry. I think Saban or Bandai or somebody actually monitors that stuff and yanks it down. So they're not readily available.
And if they are available, not for long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, that's fine. It's their IP. They can take it down because that's what they should do. But
well, it's the difference between a logo and a utilitarian object, so
yes.
They can.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's always longer than I think it's going to need to be. Alright, that's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Steal these. People are asking if you have any idea. Oh, dagnabbit, I shouldn't have done that.
Nope, got no idea at all. I'm totally clueless.
Any ideas about what your
This is an empty space for rent.
April Fool's episode's going to be?
Oh, right. Yeah, in fact, I need to...
You're not doing one this year, right?
Yeah, that's just it. April Fool's, no episode. Yeah, I was talking about it with my editor, and we had a decent idea, and I need to go through some old footage and find some old footage to support the idea. Am I going to tell you what it is? Well, no, of course not, because it's supposed to be a joke, and I don't want to telegraph
Can't ruin
the
the
joke.
joke yet.
And worst case scenario, like watching paint dry, I'll just have a flash of inspiration, March 31st, and put the video together. Literally watching paint dry. I went out to dinner with a friend, Neil, the guy that used to be the cameraman for DIY Prop Shop in the first couple episodes of Odin Makes, and he says, "Are you doing the April Fool's thing?" I say, "Nah, I didn't plan anything. I don't have anything planned." So, well, why don't we go back right now and you just let's watch paint dry. I say, okay.
Neil's a genius.
Neil's a genius, and that's how that one happened.
Henry says, "Nice to meet you both. My name is Henry." Oh, hi, Henry.
Hi, Henry.
And
Man, what the heck? Why is this?
we got, by the way, my name is T. Zolenzon, kind of pronounced like Te Solson. In Scandinavian, it's, I don't know how you pronounce an A with the two dots on the top of it.
The umlauts makes the vowel a long sound, right?
Yeah, anyways.
Products
hi.
of the American public education system. I pretty much know what a Q is.
The Blades of Olympus from God of War. Don't
I've
you
looked
have?
at no. I've
no,
got
you
the,
have the
not,
Kratos's.
It's still God of War. Kratos' blades are
Yeah, because I have a pair of those
contacts,
too.
under a bunch of helmets, under stuff because they're the Blades of Chaos, right? Now I'm drawing a blank on their name, but it's not the Sword of Olympia or Olympia beer. No. That's a very ornate sword. It was actually one I had interest in doing when I've talked to two different people about molding and casting, and because there's a really awesome relief on the side of the blade that's like people pointing or souls or whatever. It's the very Greek Olympia, that type of thing on the sides, sculptures on the sides. It's the same on both sides. So I thought, well, if we sculpt it and make a mold of it, we can put a foam one on either side of the blade and.
But that's still.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, no, I know, but
it's not like I haven't spent time on another sword.
No, I know. I know.
But
that's kind of a cool one though.
It is.
Yeah.
And you I've been able to hang out with you all year because I hung out with you every week anyway, right?
Yeah.
These other people, no, I would see them very rarely, and everything kind of shut down last year, so a whole bunch of weird plans went on hold.
Yeah, things completely changed.
Yeah.
People in 2015, they all lied when they were asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yes, every dang one of them.
Everybody.
As you probably find some,
Yes.
total antisocial introverts like, I'm just going to be at home, screw you people. Okay, well.
Jerry Rig
You
Props
win, sir. You win.
says, make more swords.
Make more swords.
Make
okay.
more swords.
Sure. Make more swords. So I was looking at doing one of the swords I was contemplating. There are two swords I was looking at doing pretty much next week. Looking back 3 weeks ago when I was trying to plan things out.
Thinking ahead?
Sometimes.
Right. Okay. So.
Sometimes. So not next week, Wednesday, but next week the 10th or 11th. 10th. So one thought there was a mobile game that wanted a dedicated build, and they showed me a particular sword that they wanted, and it's like that just sort of looks like a pregnant, sword from Link's sword. I can't remember the name.
Master sword?
Master sword. It looks like a pregnant master sword. It's like, okay, sure. It's just a really big blade on the end of it, but it's the exact same crossguard. And so I said, sure, but then I haven't heard back from them. So I was like, well, if you're not going to pay me, I'm not going to build the sword. And then someone else had asked for, I can't remember, one of Zane's golden swords, I think, from Ninjago, which is it's the Lego katana, but it has a kind of a cool dragon on it. And that one I had interest in doing because it's Lego, and I haven't done another Lego piece really since Batman over there. Yeah. But for whatever reason, I was getting cold feet on that. So I don't know. Yeah, I'd be happy to make a sword this month.
Yay, swords!
Yay, swords!
Somebody was asking, what are you hammering? Sorry, I lost the comment, but they were asking.
Sure. Welcome to Odin's live stream where I'm getting hammered. What we're working on is the girdle portion of, this isn't necessarily to fit me, but this is the lower body portion of I was going to pronounce his name wrong, Geralt? Geralt's armor. This is the vanilla armor, the basic starting armor for the Witcher 3 video game. So this is the lower portion. We've got the clamshell that's around here somewhere. And
yeah, I didn't put it up today.
What we're hammering is I'm putting eyelets into the side because the sides need to lace together. We're making this generic. This isn't made to fit anybody in particular. We've got a body form we're kind of fitting it to, but with her experience having worked and practically run a costume shop.
It's okay.
I'm the one that
did the comic shop.
Did the comic shop thing.
Yeah. You can't talk either.
Nope. With Felicia's expertise, we're making sure that there's massive adjustments in the shoulders, in the sides, with lacings and Velcro, so it's going to fit a variety of people.
One size fits most.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Because when we rented it to all sorts of people.
All sorts of people.
So we're just making it adjustable. There's no specific cosplayer in mind. If you want to try it on, let me know.
Right, there you go. You just set yourself up for...
Well...
So I got 2 more eyelets to hammer, and then I should be fully hammered.
There you go. Then we can start lacing it up. I can find the body form, and we have the clamshell.
With the clamshell.
And we can kind of get it put together.
Yeah, and you could do the whole, Elmer Fudd wearing Bugs Bunny armor-looking thing and try and put it on me if you want.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right. I'm going to... When you're done with that, then I'll start lacing before we put that
Okay.
on. But let me find... I found it.
Oh, well, it's so small. It's easy to lose.
It was behind Godzilla.
All right, yeah. Yes, I've seen the King Kong, the Godzilla vs. Kong Chinese trailer with the additional footage. Yeah, and I've seen the T-shirt leaks with the secret thing that's not in any of the trailers, in case someone out there cares, because I kind of don't, but that doesn't mean that you don't. And so, quite excited about it. All the footage I'm still seeing from Godzilla vs. Kong is not swaying me from wanting to see the movie, which is nice. It's not like a new trailer comes out and it's, well, now it looks dumb. No, it still looks just as mindlessly entertaining as it always has, and I'm enjoying some of the personality they're giving Kong with the animation, so looking forward to it. If only I could use a tool and talk intelligently at the same time.
Well, if you had the right tool, it would be easier.
Fair enough. I have listened to the audiobook, Every Tool's a Hammer, so I'm qualified for this. I didn't read. There's no guarantee that I can read. Hey, what are the fans saying? Oh, we got a blue thing. And Vixen. If Felicia makes the dress that Urza from Fairy Tale wears, then Odin can share his swords because he uses 100 in that dress. because she uses. See, I can't read.
Right?
Urza dress from Fairy Tale.
I have to Google it.
Right. Well, the way it's spelled, it's tail like animal. Now, I'm familiar with a game called, is it called Fairy Tale? T-A-L-E? Wasn't that like an Xbox game, or am I thinking of a different game? Swords, because it uses 100 swords in the dress. Interesting. You know, I made a really, really, really crappy Iron Throne once for Smosh.
I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember that.
Took a piece of like garden lattice it's just like the redwood slats, you know, out of the stock that we had, broke it all apart, cut points on the end of it, stapled it to a chair, and spray painted it silver. There.
Smosh prop.
Smosh prop.
Yeah. Somebody keeps asking for mac and cheese, please. Well,
I made
wants
food.
you to make mac and cheese.
Odin makes mac and cheese. Not a bad idea. Yeah.
Maybe for lunch, right?
Well, for an April Fool's thing, it's just as open to interpretation for how to make mac and cheese in the shop as a grilled cheese sandwich. It's a little more complicated. It has additional ingredients. It's not just, you know, bread you're trying to burn with a torch that didn't burn. But anyway, you know, with flames it burnt, but it didn't like catch on fire. I put freaking lighter fluid on that bread. It didn't catch on fire.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I had butter on it too. But
Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah, it did make sense, but I still expected the lighter fluid to flash off.
Okay. Because it even, like, when you finish off a hat, you light it on fire and it burns off all the...
Burns off all the fuzz and anything that's... And seals up anything that's a non-natural thread. No, I can't talk either.
Legend Alex is asking, what is the most time-consuming part of making any of your projects?
Getting my ass in gear to get started.
True story.
Okay, so, what feels like the most time-consuming part is backtracking to undo a wrong turn.
Ripping things out.
Ripping things out, starting something over because something didn't go the way you thought it would or the way that you had it planned. Although generally those things end up being incredibly valuable later because you can recognize those road signs and miss those turnoffs when you come to them.
And order of operations does matter, so sometimes you have to rip something out to get back to where you... Anyways.
Totally. And not, yeah.
Backtracking. The longest.
Maybe. I think it's one of those amorphous things that there isn't a single thing you can pin on it.
I think getting going, the mental blocks are the thing that takes the longest. So if I'm regretting cutting, I'm going to take forever getting to the cutting, even if it only takes me like 30 minutes, an hour or so.
Exactly.
The mental drain of, I
don't want to do this. And then you look back, it only took 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to be 25 minutes to complain about it. Yeah.
So... the mental getting to do it. But I think sometimes it's just doing the grunt work. Because sometimes you just have to cut out 25 of something and do it over and over and over and over again. Because all
Godzilla tail.
So sometimes the repetitiveness gets a little bit drawn out. So, yeah. So honestly, I think the getting going is what takes the longest in most craft projects. Could you make Sting from Lord of the Rings?
I've been asked.
Remember you said you weren't quite brave enough to do that one, but
now I wasn't. But now I think and there's a couple other swords I want to name them because everyone will say, "Oh, make that one," which isn't wrong, but it's.
But this year will be interesting.
This year will be interesting. The Plastizote definitely makes Sting a viable option because what fun is Sting if it doesn't glow? Because you can't walk around and claim everyone's an orc. So now that I've got a good idea on how I can make Sting glow,
Right? Because you got that to glow.
Because, exactly. I got that to glow. Now, the only trick with Sting is I don't have a giant pommel that I can put the battery in, but, details. It's doable. I mean,
it's like...
I would just have to use the the 5-volt LED strip instead of the 12-volt, but Sting isn't supposed to be this bright. It's a softer
and honestly,
glow.
this doesn't feel that bright.
It doesn't.
Like, I know it's bright, but like on camera, I feel it's just a white spot with blue around it, but it really does glow. Can't really see
it really
the glow.
does grow. No, in the shadow,
there you go. Now you can see the glow.
You can see the glow in my hand there.
Yeah, but it's just such a good blue
Right.
that you can't. But it is totally glowing.
It is totally glowing, yeah. And this is still, I mean, I don't walk around with things charged all the time, but this is still the same 12-volt battery that I charged when I made the video, which was what, a month ago? So.
Still on the same charge? Wow.
Still on the same charge, but I don't have it on all day, but still. Hooray that it's not just draining.
We are getting lists and lists of swords.
I bet we are.
What's Asta's sword?
What we need is an intern who can collect all the sword requests and put them together into a Google spreadsheet and share it with us.
Eventually.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. Who am I looking at? I don't know. Whoever's going to take responsibility. Right. So where's my phone? Let me pull up my old list. Let's see what swords I had. I think one of the swords I had was the swords from the movie Krull, which all on their own weren't that fantastic. They were kind of clunky medieval swords. But when the troops first entered the battle in their lumbering Gollum-like state that they were, they would turn the swords around backwards, and there was a single spike they could fire out of the pommel, and then they would turn the sword around, and it would just be a sword. So it's kind of like this single shot musket
sword
thing, yeah.
Like, yeah.
But it was a spike, so because
a functional spike as opposed to just a decorative spike.
Yeah, a functional spike.
Are you reading the Discord chat?
I should be, but no, I'm looking at my okay. At the top, I've got just 5 swords that I've got listed on my potential Odin Makes swords list, right?
Ooh, there's a list.
There is a list. Red Ranger sword from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
That was on that list.
Yes. The segmented sword from the J.J. Abrams Star Trek. The Rebellion sword from Devil May Cry. Darnwyn, or the magic sword from Disney's The Black Cauldron. And that one probably be pretty high on my list. And one that I've always had a lot of interest in, even though there's no video media of it, it's just a book and a role-playing game. Stormbringer from Elric. It's a book series by Michael Moorcock.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So those are some swords that I had listed. I think there's a couple others in here in a secondary portion. That was where I just had the swords separated. Do I have, going kind of quick. Oh, here's one that came a long time ago. Make the severed Wampa arm.
Guys like arms.
No, it's like a hunting trophy, right?
Well, you could have a whole collection of left arms.
Yeah. Jedi's love cutting off arms. Yeah.
Well, you have also
Cyberpunk, right? There's more swords. There's the Lionheart Gunblade. There's the Engine Blade. Those are both from different Final Fantasies. The Blade of Olympus. The Riven Runic Sword from League of Legends. Dragon Slayer's Sword from Berserk. That's another of those giant coffee table swords. Master Sword from Legend of Zelda. Samurai Jack's Season 7 sword. Apparently it's very specific.
I was like, specifically Season 7.
Right. Gypsy Danger's sword. And make that one life-size. That's Pacific Rim, which is another segmented sword that comes apart, kind of like Raya's sword does from the new Disney movie. Where it's,
so many swords!
Yeah, so many swords. It keeps going.
So many swords.
The shish kebab from Fallout 4, which is like a steampunk sword sort of thing, but it's Fallout, it's retro, future, past, steampunk, whatever. That stuff.
Interesting.
Sub-Zero's got an ice sword. Well, I've made Anna's ice sword, so why not? Yeah. And there's the whole Infinity Blade thing. So that's all the ones I actually kind of wrote down when I was writing them down.
There's also Sword in the Stone.
There's Sword in the Stone.
This one.
Which is Sword in the Stone is just Excalibur, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Excalibur.
Oh, is there one that
doesn't want to work?
You need an awl? You need a pokey thingy?
I think I got it.
Need some harsh language?
Maybe.
Well, if it's like barbed, it's just going to cut the strands up. I was trying to not do that, but.
Yeah, I need an awl.
Okay.
All right, I'll use an awl.
Thank you, Sean. Give it your all. Now I will check the Discord.
See what they're saying?
Yeah. By the way, intern, thank you for writing all those down and making a spreadsheet as well as what's being asked for in the chat so we can see it later. You know I'm talking to you. 27 new messages since I last looked.
So, McDonald's or Burger King?
If I had to choose between the two, McDonald's.
Me too. Although I like the Rodeo King. But
There
I'm
are
in the mood for
individual
it.
menu items
Yeah.
that are good at Burger King, but on a whole,
Yeah, McDonald's.
going hungry's better.
Right? Can I have Wendy's?
Yeah, that'd be fine, yeah. Remember when they had the 4 for $4? They don't anymore.
They
But-
do.
Do they? I thought the price went up. That was like 4 for $5 now.
Yeah, it's still, I still like it.
What about 2B's Virtuous Treaty from Nier Automata? All right. Another sword. I don't know the look of that one. I assume that's a sword. I could be wrong.
Well, we are on a sword kick.
We
right?
are on a sword kick. I suppose I can be over here. I'll just wander back and forth.
There's not an apple box that way.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was just into what I was doing.
Groomar says, almost forgot. It's Odin Stream Day.
It is.
Yeah.
Right? It's Monday.
It's Monday. The best 2 hours on a Monday. We got 40 minutes all as well. 5 minutes Odin stream, 2 minutes Odin stream. We've got a Baby Yoda meme popping up. Hello there. I'm getting an apology from Lord Khan saying he won't be able to make the stream today.
Aw.
Jerry Rig Props is sharing his lizard build from it's the same pattern that I had done for
2?
yeah 2. I don't know if this is going to be.
If it's gonna show.
Can I make it there? That might be okay. So it's my pattern from my scorpion build, but then he repainted it and made it green to make it lizards. So very cool.
Yay for pictures.
Yay for pictures.
I like pictures.
Pictures. Odin Makes. Hey, guess what? Nicole's asking me a food question. So I've been seeing a lot of people asking more food questions in the comments.
It's lunchtime, so.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Well, it is for us. So my question is, what's your favorite Mexican food dish?
Enchiladas.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Okay. My go-to is going to be burrito, but that's more Tex-Mex and Cal-Mex.
Well, not really. Like, it honestly depends on the restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the place I go for tortas. There's the place you go to.
Chicken
for...
mole is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, tortas. You know, I usually do a burrito or variation of a burrito most of the time when I go. There's a, what's that called? Excalibur grill?
There's a lot of.
There's a lot of. There's one close to the PBS station he used to work at that we went to often, and they had some really good wet burrito or chimichanga because there's a slight difference.
Yeah.
And definitely I would that was what I would. It was a go-to for me, and they were huge. There was a burrito place in Berkeley on Telegraph Avenue, right? Yeah, that led directly to the university, not far from the comic shop when I worked there for a couple of months and when I was working in Berkeley. Gut Bomb Burrito is probably the best description for it. In fact, I think it was called the Berkeley Bomber. And no joke, it was longer than my forearm. And it was this, at the time, $6 burrito.
Yeah. My friend's mom owned a restaurant who had burritos that size.
It's this giant burrito loaf. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to California.
Hey.
We're like-
Welcome to America, where the serving sizes are family.
Yep. All right. I'm just extending these.
Hey, Groomars says, that reminds me. It's a quote from Raising Arizona. I have a 3D printed model here for Odin. I just need the time to send it over. And, well, that's cool, Gromar, because you know what? I got a 3D printed object I got to send off to Nicole. So, and she's been nice enough to remind me, not quite daily, that I need to get this sent out. And then I also need to get some pins sent out to my patrons. I'm behind on that. I haven't gone to the post office in months to get stuff sent out.
It's different times right now.
Yeah. So my apologies to all of you. Yeah. Any of you that need them. Take some time from California to Germany. Yes. Or other way around.
Just a little.
Jerry Rig Props just posted a picture of the Atlantean sword from Conan the Barbarian. Yeah. All right. I think I'm caught up on. I don't have to look at social media on camera anymore.
Oh yeah. Switch these up.
One of Asta's 3 swords from the anime Black Clover. There are so many anime swords. Make a whole. Yeah, it's train time again, but you know it's. I'm reading a past comment, but guess what? It's Courage again.
I actually hear this one.
Yep, there it is. All caps. You owe me the batarang. But then again, I owe you a grapple gun model. I don't know if "O" is the right word, but you know, I promised, so I suppose "O" is the right word. But whatever. I'm gonna get you a batarang. I just gotta
eventually
get it to the post office. And that's the hard part. So what's harder than getting started on a project? Going out in public and going to the post office.
Right.
It's only been once, but one of the times that really discouraged me for the post office, I actually finally got all my stuff together, got down there, felt like rushing to get there before they were closed, only to see, sorry, we're closed today due to technical difficulties. It's like, what, is your horizontal hold off balance, you know, for post office? What, the whole post office is closed? Yeah. It was 2020.
Yeah, I have not been to the post office in about a year, to tell you the truth, because of all of that craziness.
I have not. No, I can't say I have not been to the post office this year. I have been to the post office this year because I've been checking my post office box whenever I get a chance to. Because same thing, it used to be the lobby was open 24 hours, so you could go in and check your post office whenever. I got used to that and having that kind of convenience. Well, there were other individuals that thought that kind of convenience led to other things that they could do, and so they got tired of cleaning up horrible messes in the post office lobby. Aww. And now...
Ruined it for everyone?
Yeah, it's only open during the normal business hours, which is not the normal hours for me to be there.
Yeah, normal business hours, people are normally working.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hate that.
Right. But, you know, I can't blame them, because I'm sure some of the stuff they had to clean up was pretty freaking nasty.
Yeah, no, you ruin it for everybody.
Yeah. Excalibur was not the sword in the stone of the original legends. Oh, you're right, because Excalibur came out of the lake. It was a moistened Bip who was distributing his sword for basis of a form of government, right?
I thought there were 2 Excaliburs, because he got one from the Lady of the Lake, and he also pulled it out of the stone. So technically... it's a legend that was all convoluted by the time we get it anyways, so...
What, really? When they translated it from English to English, it got convoluted? No, I know it is.
Have you seen religion? No.
Yeah. My favorite one for a great example of translating languages that are distinctly different languages, not like the you get a number of the European languages that are all kind of the same relative Latin base, even though they're very different still, right? So I'm not trying to lump everyone together, but you translate something from English to, say, Japanese, and then translate the Japanese back to English, and try to be as faithful as you can with those translations, and you get
some entertaining
wonky stuff. Specifically, both the Laserdisc version of Monty Python and the Holy Grail and the DVD version of Monty Python and the Holy Grail each had different translations of exactly that. When Arthur got up to the French castle with John Cleese being the Frenchman at the top, the rude Frenchman, because I don't remember the name of the castle, but what they did was they took the original dialogue, translated it to Japanese, and dubbed it in Japanese. And then they took the Japanese dub and redid English subtitles based off the Japanese. And it's Searching for the Sacred Sake Cup. And it's...
even more entertaining?
It is, but you also kind of have to wonder, how is Python still popular and funny? Because it's not... You know, I'm not the right culture, so I don't get the translated culture references, right?
Well, it's still even hard to get in general, because it's dry British humor on top of everything.
Sure.
But you gotta...
Yeah.
I think it's MXC where they have the Japanese game show and they dub it into English, but it's all...
Okay.
It feels like it's been dubbed into Japanese, then English, then back and forth.
Back and forth, okay.
Yeah.
And Venusian, and... Right.
And it's fun to watch them just be crazy and...
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know.
It is.
But yeah, I could see that adding another element if you've seen it a million times.
So I've often wondered, how accurate a lot of these translations are.
Oh, not at all. It's the spirit of the...
It's the spirit of the story, right.
Yeah.
So we're getting multiple flames here from Diego, who's trying to not quite spam the chat, but it's Bionicle Tao's flame sword. Oh, okay. It's a Lego piece,
You like Legos?
I like Lego. I've been off and on thinking about making a life-size Lego element again. I thought I mentioned that before. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan Does Junk is saying, ooh, how about someone here make them an intro? Hey, how about someone here provide me with equipment so I can reliably play an intro and then cut from it? That's actually been more my issue is with what I have available to me right here in the desk, running an intro, especially with any kind of sound, and then cutting from it and cutting to the video, that's kind of a stopping point for me. And it's not huge. That's a really lazy answer. It's doable, but I just haven't got it set up.
Yeah, we've just been showing up and doing this off the seat of our pants. So
Yep.
Eventually we'll be professional about it, right?
Maybe.
One day?
Maybe.
Goals?
Bob's Big Prop says the last time I went to the post office it was closed because no money. That would be technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dagnabbit.
Caliburn was the sword in the stone. Oh, okay.
Caliburn?
Caliburn. Yeah, not Calibur, although it's probably Caliburn may be the root for Calibur, but
Okay.
it's burn, B-O-R-N.
Well,
These
the more
people
you know.
are more educated than I am.
Well, isn't it like not Murphy's Law, but the other law of if you want to find out what the real information is, just say what it's the wrong one, and the people on the internet will correct you.
Right.
Like that.
That's a newer one. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we did, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Called
Yeah.
it Excalibur. We learned something.
We'll learn something, and unfortunately, we'll probably forget it by
It's
next week.
Caliburn.
Caliburn.
Dang, now, but I keep putting the wrong one, and it goes like that.
Tom Matt is thanking me for responding to their Instagram suggestion of Blue's Clues and Use notebook phone used by Josh. Alrighty. Yeah, Dan Does Junk is talking about an Unusimus video. I remember hearing about the channel. I never caught it while it still existed. But yeah, they use Google Translate, starting with English and moving through a number of different languages and coming back to English. And of course, it's completely changed. It's sort of like the Google Translate version of the telephone game, where you don't get the final message.
It's like playing Mad Libs.
Yeah.
The object with the adjective and the noun and the verb.
Right.
And we'll figure out which noun and verb we use. Yeah. Okay, let me get the other
Kaiju Guy. What's up, Odin? Hey, Kaiju Guy. I'm getting hit with tools. Do you want this back?
Not yet.
Okay. There's a pen on the...
Yeah, I knocked that down earlier. Didn't bother.
Do you want to try again? You missed me with that one.
Oh, here, let me try another.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Sorry.
Hey, Odin's got one eye.
Things. Well, doesn't Odin only have one eye?
Yes. Robocop's gun arm.
We
Multi-4L.
want arms, don't we?
Yeah, arms seem to be fun.
Yeah.
And what's funny is guns are arms, right? Robocop's gun arm. Okay, so I'm really good with the 87 Robocop. I'm really bad with the, what is it, the 2015, 2014 Robocop. Does his arm transform or open into a gun in the newer one? Because the holster in the original movie was just built into his thigh. The panels opened up, and there it was. And he was able to do the Wild West maneuver that he did to impress his kid. And that's how Murphy knew that it was... I guess, no, she wasn't Murphy. He was Murphy. That's how his partner knew it was Murphy. I don't remember the gun arm. He had the spike arm. He had the ridiculously long, vicious-looking... computer interface spike that came out of his left hand that he used on the OCP CEO. But yeah. Anyway, stuff.
Props.
We can make coffee and call it a prop.
Yeah. We have to have that on set all the time.
Yes.
Give your prop.
Prop coffee.
Coffee cup prop. Well, don't you? Isn't this one of your props right here?
That is yes.
This is one of your props. It's been sitting on the thing.
It's sitting up there, right? That was my joke Game of Thrones prop from. That's a dusty second on the top. Careful there. back in the 7th, best part of the 7th season when they left the coffee cup on the table. Then everyone joked about it being a Starbucks coffee cup, even though it came out later that it wasn't. So what? I made a TikTok and Instagram post, and
So you did make a coffee prop.
so I made a coffee prop. And that one I actually dressed the set more than I typically do. David Ocean, Alaska. I do this every time I try to say your name, Dave. Have you ever thought about making the He-Man Power Sword from the 2002 TV show? I have not. I made the Power Sword from the 1984 show.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to do She-Ra though.
I need to do She-Ra, and I need to do Skeletor staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but probably need to do She-Ra more than Skeletor staff.
I vote She-Ra, but
Yeah. What's...
there it is. Okay.
Michael Labate, I can't wait to see Mechagodzilla finish too. And thank you for thinking it's looking amazing so far. I was so happy to see that within, I think the same day that I released the video, when I finally finished the hands, I'm just standing behind the table, doing the whole I'm wearing Mechagodzilla thing. Somebody's trying to turn it into a meme. It's like, yes! Which brings us to 1 o'clock. It's the top of the hour, and welcome to Odin Makes live stream. I'll pretend like we're a radio show and do the top of the hour station identification. My name is Odin, and you're on my YouTube channel, just in case you weren't aware. And today I'm here with my co-host Felicia.
Hello.
And we are working on the generic, vanilla, starting girl Witcher armor from The Witcher 3. Did I say it right? I always think I would say it. Geralt, see? The dude's Witcher armor. Of course, that's the guy from Bukowski. It's just been an ongoing process, and the big part about doing this particular build, we only do it live with you.
Yes.
There's been basically no work done on this that hasn't been on camera. I think I've done a little bit of hammering for holes, and at one point in time, I actually got most of a sheet of chainmail done, trying to work ahead, and then set it somewhere safe and promptly forgot where it was, so we had to make a whole new sheet while we're still on camera.
Oh, you were squishing it flat so it would
Yeah.
You were blocking it and we completely forgot about that?
Completely forgot about that. I found like 2 months later, it's blocked great.
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing, and otherwise we're just enjoying a chat and spending some time with you. The idea is to stream from noon to 2, and just as a little bit of a warning, usually takes us about 15-20 minutes to sign off.
Pretty much.
What's going
So, I was going to lace this up on you.
Oh, okay.
It makes it easier.
Sure. How do you want me to do this?
Well, this is our front.
How do I participate in this? Do I just inhale? Is this like a corset?
I have laced several people up. No, you'll be fine. Here.
I'm not worried about it. I've been laced up in a corset, male and female.
All right, hold it up on this side. I'm going to adjust this side,
Okay.
and then I will start lacing that side.
Let me stand square. That might help.
All right, here. Just hold this piece, please. Thank you. Okay.
So I did get some mail, but I've already opened it. And now that my hands are full, I can't grab it easily.
Oh,
but,
we have mail, and I totally just got you.
No, it's okay. We talked about it earlier. When I was making the Mechagodzilla hands, a good friend Max Kirkland from the Dallas Makerspace got super excited and wanted to 3D print a missile that could be a missile finger for the hand, right? With the idea being that,
Is that
maybe
the finger?
that's the black
Okay.
missile there, yeah.
Yeah.
And even with the suggestion of maybe being able to either cast it or just print up a bunch so it could actually be fired, make the hands working, which I'm totally excited for the idea of making Mechagodzilla's fingers fire off like a Nerf gun, or even put little strings on them so they just pop off like a cork gun. And Max made a really cool 3D printed missile. Now, I assume Max, being the very creative and fun guy that he is, he went, this will be a cool missile, and made one, and didn't reference at least the 1974 Mechagodzilla. Since I'm not 100% versed in all the details of all the other forms, this could be extremely accurate to one of the others, which I know this is a black thing in front of a black shirt, so you can see it well. But if I could hit 2 from here, I'd do a close-up, but it's okay. It'll happen.
Here, 2.
And so it is actually really well done. Nice clean print. And I know that he told me that he did the 3D object himself. So Max, you're not watching, but if you're watching, thank you. This is pretty awesome. Unfortunately, the post office got it to me after the hand video got posted, so I wasn't able to include it in the video. And that's why it's not in the video. It's not because of any other reasons.
We appreciated and thought of it.
Appreciate it, and totally love it, and it's great. But the actual fingers from the 74 are just kind of roughly bullet shaped. They're really very nondescript, and the entire time when you're watching the movie, it's great. It only reloads via a film edit. There's never an on-screen or even intuitive mechanism for how the fingers reload. It's just the fingers fire, cut to reaction to stuff blowing up, cut back to the exact same hand, firing the same fingers again. Obviously, they reloaded in a hurry, and you cut to something else blowing up. And it's fine. It's a monster movie. It totally works. But it's just, you look at it and go, they can't even come out from the inside because the trunk of the finger is so much thinner than the missile tip of the finger. Because they're built like a mushroom. It's like, okay, well, yeah, whatever. So anyway, that's the hand I made, and I got a cool 3D, custom-made 3D object made for me from the Dallas Makerspace. So thank you. Fingertips. Prop tips, fingertips, and thank you for attending my prop talk, and I'll see you next week. I actually got a comment on that. I'm sure there's been more than one. I try to read all the comments. I try to look at them all, but I know at a certain point, with older videos, there are more comments coming in that I can keep up with, and I'll get notifications on my phone. On occasion, that catches my eye, and I saw one this morning with somebody laughing at and enjoying the prop talk segment that I did in the Mechagodzilla hand, and saying that I need to do more of those.
Right?
Right. It was fun.
Second to talk about it.
Yeah, it was fun, but for me, it was a way of being slightly sarcastic about. I may not have been. It may not have come across that way in the video.
No, but I'm always going, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Exactly. And
so I felt like that's what you were doing.
Absolutely it was.
I'm going to.
I'm a bit more of a rounder shape than this was paid for.
Oh, it's coming out great.
Okay.
I have these weird knots right here because I always cut the string shorter than it needs to be because it.
Yeah, because I've got 8 feet of string. This should be enough.
Right, and it never is.
Right.
So I just want to get past my knots so I can adjust it, and then I will.
Well, if we were a high-tech witcher, if we were a modern high-tech one, you could use zip ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
That would totally work, but then you wouldn't get out as easy.
Oh, you just cut it with scissors.
I'm just getting past the knots, and then
okay.
I'll retie it. If I get it to the waistband, I can do the top one to the waist and then the bottom to the waist.
Oh, right, gotcha.
So I just wanted to make you even on both sides. So
good luck.
There you go. Wait, no, stay. All right, now turn. Sorry.
It's all right.
Not the most gentle. That's okay.
We're putting a corset on. You can't really be gentle.
No, you can't.
At some point, she's going to pick up her left foot, put it against my ribs, and pull.
It's like I've worked at a costume shop before.
It's like, yeah. Hey, all of a sudden, I've got decent posture.
Odin gets laced up into a corset. Live.
Hey, it's the beginning of my Captain Kirk cosplay. Got a girdle on. It's like end of season Kirk.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But we're almost there.
We're almost there. All good.
Almost there.
I'm gonna grab the phone. Is that all right?
Go for it.
All right. And I'm back. Let's see if the patrons are saying anything. Stupid Monkey says something. The first few seasons were all that I watched as a kid as well, slowly working my way through the various seasons as an adult. The Power Rangers comics from Boom Studios, as they're their own thing, but focus on the original season's cast. So one of the first things that I saw in the 80s, that was Power Rangers when it was still whatever it was called, because I don't remember the original name, before, we called it Power Rangers. There was a show that ran late night on the ABC network. This is broadcast TV in the States. It was called Night Flight. It was this broadcast TV version of competing with MTV. So it ran for 3 hours on Friday nights, because that's totally going to compete with MTV. I guess it's more video programming than they do now. Anyway, they took footage of the Power Rangers from the original Japanese show and dubbed in ludicrous things that they're talking about as they're trying to fight the monster and deal with each other. And the one thing that, for whatever reason, sticks out in my mind is the Pink Ranger kept complaining about how she broke a nail. So, yeah. Delightful.
You know, the Pink Ranger was always my favorite. Kimberly.
Yeah.
Well, she had brown hair like me. She did gymnastics. I thought she was pretty cool.
Very cool.
So, I'm just going to go from the bottom up on both sides.
And speaking of swords, what was it? The Stuff podcast show? Was that it?
Which one?
The Stuff podcast, I think.
Stuff.
I'm saying it wrong. Well, it's not the Stuff like the 80s movie, but it's like, I'd have to kind of look for it, which is sad because I'm trying to plug someone's show that I've been on. And Matt, nice guy, he lives in Monterey. He wanted the Black Ranger Neo sword. He's an independent Power Ranger-esque character who's part of the Power Rangers but isn't part of the group. He's a solo character, and he's got a gun that transforms into a sword, right? So it's a sword in a sheath, and he pulls it out, and you can bring the handle down, and you bring the crossguard back in line with the blade, and it becomes a gun. So it's kind of like a transforming thing, like the center, like the eye for the Thundercat swords, the pivot, and everything kind of moves.
Okay,
And so you have
to think some engineering into that one.
Right, and so we were talking about that. This is again pre-pandemic, I think. We were talking about putting that together.
Yeah. Well, did you know that the original Blue Power Ranger owns a pizza place up in Roseville?
No.
Yeah. At least pre-pandemic, they did.
Right. Hopefully, they're still in a pizza place.
Right? Yeah. No, I kind of wanted to go just when I heard that, found that out.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I know the local cons. The Red Power Ranger shows up all the time, so I imagine he's Northern California. And the Yellow Power Ranger shows up all the time.
I love the Yellow Power Ranger.
Yeah. So I see them at Stockton Con and they're at SAC Anime often.
My friend Brianne, she was always the Yellow Power Ranger. And I got to be the pink one.
Okay.
Although we would fight over it.
Right.
But it's okay. I did like the pink one. I just didn't like that she was pink. Because, you
You
got to reject it.
Yeah, you got to reject stereotypes. You really kind of do.
Well, everyone thought my favorite color was pink if I had a pink shirt on, so.
Right.
I liked yellow. Okay. Jack of all trades. Check the Discord again.
I was just doing that. That's why I was snickering. Yes, so Jack of all trades, or Nicole, is saying, can I help you with the shooting mechanism? I assume this is for the Godzilla hands. Possibly. That is much later. I've got hands, and so I've got hands I need for the costume, because the most important thing is to have a suit that I can stomp around in, not to hyper-focus on one detail and forget that I need feet. Like, I'm a great Mechagodzilla as long as I stand in waist-deep water or behind a table.
Yeah, you can drive a car.
I can drive a car, Robocop style, as long as it's a convertible. He's look like Jeffrey the Giraffe driving a car with a head sticking out.
Looks like Shaquille O'Neal has a tiny car. Did you see
Right.
that?
And then the second one was once, Nicole, have I only ever said that on your podcast, the Jack of All Trades podcast on YouTube, or the patron only live streams, the story about me being wrong in college?
I don't know.
You don't know this one. That may not be enough of a hint.
I've heard that story. Yeah.
So I'm taking a class. It was just a fairly basic mathematics class, right? I took it just because I needed to take a math class. I didn't want to try that hard. Yeah. And, Matt's my friend. So, hey, sure, I'll take this class. Why not? Of course, there's a lot of students because it's a more basic math class, and everyone has to have,
everybody
those credits.
Has to get that class to get in, so it's everybody.
Yeah. Well, everybody, or it's just everybody needs to have math credits, and it's supposed to be, so whatever. As a result, the professor is having us read off the answers from the previous night's homework. They're all very high school, but let's admit it, community college is high school still. It's called high school 2.0. Yeah. Although community college is great, but still. Anyway, people are in line one by one, because it wasn't this raise a hand, and he wouldn't pick people out to single people out. You started in the front desk, right up by him, and then one by one, you just snaked your way back and forth through the rows until everybody read off an answer. And it was just the way it was done. That way, everybody had to do a small bit of public speaking as well, which I think was probably part of his goal. So everyone's reading off their answers, and everyone's reading off, I got 6, or I got 3/7, you know, and everyone's very unsure of themselves, very, very timid because they're being forced to speak aloud in the class, as well as try to give this answer that everyone else is looking for from this book. And there's this fear of saying the wrong thing, as well as the fear of having to speak publicly, right? He didn't make us stand up, at least, so there was that part was removed. We could stay seated. So I'm listening to that, and I'm hearing the timidness of the other people, and I get it. I practiced being invisible in high school, so I understood that. But still, for whatever reason, it's like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and give the answer. And so, like, all right, Odin, what answer did you get for number 14? Oh, I got 56. Oh, really? Well, that's interesting. What answer did you get for 15? Oh, okay, well, for 15, I got 47. Oh, okay. So what answer did you get for number 16? Well, number 16, I got 43/22, or whatever they were, right? I'm making stuff up. And at which point, I'm hearing the entire rest of the class, I'm hearing papers ruffle, right? I'm hearing pages turn, I'm hearing pencils drop, I'm hearing people shuffle as I'm reading these things off. It's like, all right. And then the teacher, the professor, starts saying, this is great. I love how you're just giving the answer. It's like, this is the answer I got. And you've got, you're assertive, you're confident, this is what it is. You're completely wrong on all 3, but your delivery was perfect.
Confidently incorrect.
Confidently incorrect. I went, oh.
Sorry.
And the amazing thing, I didn't die. You know, I didn't wither away out of existence because I gave the wrong answer, right? You know, it was no big deal.
That's how you learn.
Right. And you know what I do now? Now I do live podcasts or live streaming on YouTube, or even worse, pre-record stuff and edit it and put it out where I'm wrong, and I get a whole world of people letting me know that I'm wrong. And you know what? Sometimes when you say things like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, and you call them Saiyan people, and you get so many comments, which keeps the video alive and keeps it reoccurring in YouTube algorithm suggestions, because it's an active video with active comments going on,
and
it,
people
right?
being actively upset.
And people being actively upset because I guess I said it right by joking around by calling it Saiyan. In the video, I called it Cyan because I said it wrong, because I was trying to listen to correct translations so I could say it right, because same thing, I kind of missed Dragon Ball Z. I remember seeing it, and for whatever reason, it didn't catch my attention, so I didn't really watch the show. So I didn't learn the way they pronounced it in the show, which isn't the way you would pronounce it.
It's sort of like The Last Airbender. I couldn't watch the movie. Like, they kept calling him Ong.
Well, the movie was...
Ong.
Yeah.
Ong. That bothered me, so I could totally see...
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, even for the Frozen video, I did it wrong when I called it Anna instead of Anna. Or the other way around.
Anna instead of Anna.
Yeah, whichever way it's supposed to be. Which, I like the Frozen movies. I haven't watched them so often, I've got everything memorized. You know, it's one of the things I'm just happy to let go.
You're not let it go. Alright. Let me... Sorry.
It's alright.
I'm lacing you up.
Yep.
I have 2
I'll
more.
see you next week while I'm still wearing a vinyl corset.
Hey, this thing is holding together.
It is.
Doing its job.
Yeah, no, it is. It totally is.
You have nice structure and support now.
I do. I feel all postured. I'm not hunched quite as much. What hump?
Okay, so you are laced in your girdle.
Sweet.
Let me just tie this off. Can you breathe?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Captain's log. Stardate 1422. I don't know. A Jurassic custom collector says, "Hey guys."
Hi.
Hi. Texas Avengers 2, is Mechagodzilla going to be a full costume or just half of it? Mechagodzilla is going to be a full costume, but
right now it's just half of
it's
it.
just half, because I'm just making the pieces and putting out the video as I go, putting out the videos as I go. So at the end of this month is going to be the next part, where I'm probably going to make Mechagodzilla's lower portion of the body, you know, the mecha diapers.
That one's going to be fun.
That one's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And I may or may not make the upper legs, the thighs, as part of that. And I probably will, because even though I'm going to have to walk around in this thing, right? And so it's going to have to kind of fit me and my dimensions, as well as kind of be right for Mechagodzilla, but it's going to have to be a balance between the two because I'm bigger than the actor that was actually in the original suit. What do we need to do?
Sorry.
It's all right.
In your armpits.
Oh, of all people, I'm fine with you being in my armpit. I trust you in my armpit. It's a clean shirt. The armpit was clean once. So it's going to be a full suit. And I'm looking at making the lower portion. I'm thinking about making the upper thigh as part of it. The tail is going to be a separate build. The tail is its own thing. It's huge. It's a lot of parts. It's going to be a lot of gluing. It doesn't have to be flexible because the actual suit from '74, the tail wasn't articulated. It compared to Godzilla's tail, which was a long snake that had marionette strings on it. Mechagodzilla's tail is just a stiff stump because they didn't want to do that, which I think is great. And that was actually a selling point for me for making the costume, that I didn't have to do the long, dragging marionette tail that Godzilla's got.
So where are you going to start?
With what, the tail?
Yeah.
What I'm going to do, well, I'll probably have to start is by making the mecha diapers and figuring out the size the stump of the tail needs to be to connect, right? Which is, probably roughly the size of my butt. And then what I want to do is look at how the plates, because it's a repetitive piece in the tail. It's basically a decorative box that has a slightly smaller decorative box stuck into it that then successfully has another slightly smaller decorative box stuck into it that continues out until you get to the large blade at the end of the tail. And getting back to Max Kirkland with Dallas Makerspace, I contacted him because they've got a large laser cutter that can handle full sheets of foam. And he said, yes, that I can go ahead and not only will call some foam, purchase it from TNT Cosplay, which is like a mile from Dallas Makerspace. Max will go pick up this foam, then he'll take it to the Makerspace and cut out the pieces for me. So I can get all 90 or 120 pieces or whatever it is cut out, each one being practically its own size. So it's not like I can stack up 6 or 7 sheets and cut them all at once in the bandsaw. No, each box has to be slightly smaller all the way down. I can do the file on the computer, send him the file with the dimensions it needs to be. He can laser cut it, and even if it's a centimeter off from the plug that goes onto the diapers, it doesn't matter. I can make it fit, and I think I'm looking forward to doing it that way.
No, I'm jealous because I'm like laser cutting. So much easier.
So much easier, and the fact that with the laser cutting, when I do the file, one of the things I can do is set up this line, this particular vector trace is a cutting vector trace, like the one that's 100% black. That's a cutting trace. And then the 50% blue one, well, that's an etching trace, where the laser is going to only be at 10% power or even 5% power. It takes so little to carve foam. That he can actually number the parts. There's a small enough places that things overlap. I can actually number the pieces like a bottle kit. Yeah. So it's seriously going to take me like days to set up this program, but then...
Could you get other pieces snuck in to get cut too at the same time? Just saying.
Yeah, totally could, actually. Max seemed totally excited by this idea. And, oh, hey, here's something else I need to do. I need to get a GoPro to Max so I can get footage of this thing happening.
Hey, look it. You have a...
Oh, hey.
You have some armor on.
Hey! Yeah, my upper chest actually looks better. Let me put on my spectacles so I can check out this spectacle. Oh, hey, look at that.
You have armor on.
I have armor on. Armor all. Thanks, Evil Ted. No, wait. Thank you, Felicia.
Well, we have to figure out the pauldrons.
Yeah, I gotta figure out the pauldrons.
And so since you're wearing it, we could put the Velcro.
Do it.
Although I did want to glue the stripes on before we did that because I'm getting all the way up into this space.
Do you want to just make marks?
Yes, that would make complete sense. Do you have
don't-
chalk? Or...
I might have Taylor's chalk in... Yeah, I think I've got the marking chalk, the weird square marking chalk. I think I've got some in the disaster tackle box.
Or what do you normally use?
Oh, I don't. Will that work? Actually, I have a. It's in the other bin. I've got a silver pencil.
Okay.
Silver fabric pencil. And that. That might work.
Turtle.
There it is. Is that gonna work better?
So how's your movement?
Not bad.
Could you swing a sword?
I could, yes, but there's no twisting. I've got the back articulation. Is that of an action figure?
Yeah, no, you are structured.
I am here, but
you have a corset, a girdle, and a clamshell.
Yes. And if I move a whole lot, the clamshell might walk up on me.
Yeah. It needs to all be pulled down.
Yeah, it might need to, but no, I could totally wear this at a con. I could totally wear this for a while. And it honestly,
like this seam. That makes it look done right there. Sorry, this is the little details that I'm appreciating. I definitely want to do the oil on
you hit
two.
Probably should change the f-stop on 2 because we're shooting black on black with black, but she's excited about this seam here, which helps make it look finished, and it does.
And I think we just need to darken up these stitches.
These?
Yeah, the little leather stitches.
Wherever they are.
Right
it's
there.
not a mirror. That's the best part. The camera, when I move left, it's actually showing me left, as opposed to our brains that are used to looking in a mirror, which is giving us, the mirror image of what's going on. So it's kind of wonky when you're looking at a TV screen and trying to move.
Where's the swords? Because I feel like you need a sword.
The swords are under Toby's blanket.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're not here today. Sorry,
Right.
girls.
Yes. Toby and Bruno have the day off if you couldn't tell. Sword!
So that's one thing we are going to have to figure out is the sword sheath kind of rigging.
Right, how it's going to be
Yeah.
here-ish, which that kind of works. Kind of. Once the pauldrons are on, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that work.
No, you're not going to be able to reach that.
Yeah, because there's no way that's going to happen.
No, not at all.
No, but if I turn no clip on, then I'd be okay.
Yeah, then, yeah.
Yeah, then it's easy to move out of it, but yeah. But I haven't unlocked that, so.
Odin, bring out a sword with the armor. So we did it.
There!
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, so.
Next up, they're going to a helmet. There's a little crappy one up there that has absolutely nothing to do with Witcher. Can you reach it? Well, any one of those is fine.
I got several.
It's even got authentic dust on it. I just want to go, but that would be cruel to my co-host.
Yeah, I'm allergic to all the dust. It makes me.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. I can see it in the air. There, how's that? That's totally authentic, right?
We're getting there.
It's not entirely. Go away, or I shall taunt you a second time.
Hold on, wait. There's so much dust.
Yes, you can easily write on it. There are helmets everywhere.
Dan Does Junk says it looks great.
Thank you, Dan.
So, the thing is I like it all the way up to the shoulder. Is that too much in? Because he does have it all up in his neck.
Right.
You know?
No, it's not that big of a deal. It's I do this and I can feel it because I can feel it. But as I stand here right now, it's not a big deal. And
Where's your?
it takes a minute to get used to it because I'm not just wearing a t-shirt. But this is I have worn far more uncomfortable stuff and loved it. This is working just fine.
Okay, I am just going to mark this right here because I want to do the lower arm and this needs to hold still.
Right.
Stay in place.
Well, I appreciate you not just grabbing the staple gun.
Good.
T-pins. Just T-pins. Ooh, it's got good grip there at the end. Yeah, I know.
So I think we are. I'm confused.
Stuff's
Sorry.
happening. All right.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
We are missing
Trip.
the Velcro.
Nice sword. Thank you. That was from Eonolith Lightbringer. Nice sword. That's one of the old Smosh props. And I have no idea specifically which sword that's a model or a...
I think that is a Lord of the Rings sword.
That is a Lord of the Rings sword? Okay.
Yeah.
Dan does junk the inaccurate Viking helmet. I no longer have. I assumed that I was temporarily loaning the, or wait a minute, which one? There's the other inaccurate Viking helmet, the one's kind of a demon helmet. But the first one I made when I put on for the Vikings War of Clans spot, I actually loaded that because it was one of the few props I had that was original design to the Trash Film Orgy, which is a fantastic group of people that are making their own fantasy style movie that's very much Richard Corbin style artwork, Boris Vallejo or Frank Frazetta, all that type of artwork. The movie's totally based off of that look. The segment from Heavy Metal. But anyway, I loaned the helmet to them, and it just became part of the prop room. And it's in 2 different points in the movie, at least. So whatever.
If you need it, you can get it back.
I could, but it's probably got a really good home where it's at. Even though at this point, thankfully for them, they had their act together enough. They finished principal photography, I think, January of last year. They had their wrap party, I think, January of last year.
Wow.
Yeah, good for them. Now, it being a completely independent film with a ton of green screen and other cheeseball effects, and I'm not trying to be mean by saying that they're embracing it and making it work. It's probably going to have 2 years or 3 years of post-production because it's just the main couple that wrote and directed the movie are the main people that are working on it. So Grunk the Smasher is going to be out. You can easily find that. Google that. You'll find the movie. You'll find the Facebook page. You'll find pictures of the costume. One of the other things I helped with the movie was making the hero's armor. The initial armor that they got was hammered copper on top of leather, which looked great in the sunlight because you could kind of see the difference between hammered copper and the brown leather. But when you lit it with a red light, like a Frank Frazetta painting, it was all the same tone and you couldn't tell what was what. So I ended up making a new set of pauldrons and shoulder pieces for Grunk that was more in line with Games Workshop or Guar, which is just the huge, oversized, big bolts. You know, they loved it. So yeah, I got to make the hero armor. Now there were other people that finish out the rest of the costume because he's got leather on, he's got fur on, he's got your quintessential I'm gonna smash things with a giant hammer barbarian look because that's what he is. But I was happy I got to help out with the piece that I got to help out with, and it was fun. And actually, one of the members from that crew, Mickey Rat, is still a patron. So thank you very much, Mickey Rat. I know sometimes you're watching on the live streams. I don't know if you're watching today or not. But it was a lot of fun getting to work with you and getting to talk to you. And I know I had invited you to come out to the studio. I just want to let you know that still stands. That if there's a point when you feel it's safe to come out to the studio, you can do that. And it would be great fun to visit with you again. Yes, he did some really good, real crash course on less than Smosh props and doing a good job.
I probably would know him if I saw him because they were always in decades costumes and I was always helping them. But
right.
Yeah,
there's a couple of people. One of the costume people, she lives not far from here. She lives kind of up the street from decades.
Yeah, no, I know a lot of people by faces.
I think I remember her name, but I don't want to say it.
And projects, yeah. Okay, so question about the pauldrons, just totally veering off topic. So technically, these should be attached here. But that would severely limit your motion, and it will keep popping it off, even if we do Velcro, you know, in general. What
if it was only attached like that in the front? Then it's a pivot point. If you attach it at both...
It's gonna make these wings a little more difficult.
Right.
Granted, we could attach it to elastic, put a point there, and put it on black elastic so you still have the buttons, but you also have a little
more motion. Sort of like the way 3PO's arms are.
Yeah, but I think I like the idea of doing it just the front.
Okay.
Because you can't do that if it's attached.
Yeah.
It's going to be...
Okay.
Maybe if we do because we got not grommets... Rivets to rivet this to this so we could do it technically together the way the video game has it.
Right.
But that's going to make everything pop.
Gotcha.
On a human being.
Yes, because stuff doesn't stretch the same.
This is why I didn't want to do this part until we had it.
Yeah, no, it's totally cool. We got the costume on a person.
Yes,
Yeah.
it makes a difference.
It makes a
people
difference.
move.
Not even a little person.
Right? So I think if we do a rivet right here, and we rivet right here, but we rivet it to elastic, a piece of black elastic instead of to itself.
Sure.
I think it'll just make it wear better.
Okay.
And only about 1 inch, so
that's like even longer than I was thinking, but cool, yeah.
because if we do 1.5 inches, it gives me a quarter inch for seam allowance on either side.
And what, you just want to like put a soldering iron through it so it you make a hole for the rivet to grip, or how do you, or you go sew a buttonhole in the end of the elastic? How are you gonna attach the elastic to the rivet?
I figured I'd rivet it, like stab it,
okay.
like staple. Staples,
Okay. Staples.
Staples.
Have you tried staples? Favorite line from Scrooge.
Staples.
Staples.
So I think that would be necessary. I put them all over here.
You did.
This lovely. Stay.
I'm kind of trying to not move.
No, you're fine. We don't have it attached yet. It's just
Staples? Have you tried staples?
staples. I have all this lovely Velcro that I was thinking if we put the hook end on here and we put this whole side, it'll give you flexibility if we put a row
and put the loop end on this
side.
So when I'm putting this piece on and off, I'm rubbing potentially rubbing loop against my head.
Yeah, because if you're wearing a wig,
it's gonna well, you should be, because I don't have long white hair. Or you.
Yeah, no, in general in this costume.
Yeah, unless I'm making up my own character.
Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna stick this on both sides along the edge.
Okay.
And it's not gonna do. Just for the top pieces, not the bottom pieces.
How well is it going to stick to the vinyl? Do you want to just stick it straight to the foam? Also, if you want, you can...
Yeah, I was going to stick it to the foam, not quite on the thing.
Not quite on the vinyl? Mm-hmm. Also, if you want, you can paint contact cement onto the foam, and when it dries, the adhesive will stick to the contact cement.
Even better than this super sticky?
Maybe not. Maybe you should just do the super sticky and just let it be. And we have a way of repairing it if it's a problem later. But if it's super sticky, it probably won't be.
Let me see if I have one more of these, because that'll affect the way I do this. If I cut it in half or if I do them wide.
Gotcha.
Project box.
T-Haas says, wow! Well, thank you. And hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right. T-E-J-A-S. T-Haas, right? Maximilian Hammerschmidt. Fun fact, Glandering, the sword of Gandalf, was actually included in the Iron Throne of the TV show. Seriously, look it up. I believe you. There's so many swords on there. I've enjoyed when people do renderings of the Iron Throne as a Lego Iron Throne, and it's all the Lego swords. Yeah, that's fun. Here, I'll massacre his name again. David Ocean, Alaska, says, it's starting to look good on you, Odin. Thanks! Honestly, when we started building this, it wasn't planned to be something I could wear. It wasn't planned, but... You know, the expert says, no, it'll fit you. We'll make it adjustable.
No, yeah. At the costume shop, this would fit a size 42 to 58.
Yeah, okay, I'm at the upper end of that, yeah.
So, yay, it fits! And I like it, and it looks good.
Yes! And there's a backside.
I love how the pauldron's just hanging. Hold on, you can show the back.
I didn't realize. Well, I turn around, all I see is Mechagodzilla and the Darksaber and Soul Calibur.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
But it's just, it is what it is. But we have to get the pauldrons on. And since I can't find the other piece, I'm just going to cut these.
There. Now I'm the litter. Actually, this is the bottom of the helmet's hitting the
top
chest.
of the thing.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell that it bothers Geralt too, because his chest is kind of awkwardly up in his neck, and he has also the.
Well, isn't that like a woman's fashion to have your chest way up in your neck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Boobs to the chin.
Boobs to the chin.
That's what everyone. When you dress up in Halloween costumes, that's what all the ladies always want. Can I get my boobs to my chin? No. At least that's what James would tell me. Boys want swords and boots.
Right. Swords and boots and yeah, boobs to the chin.
Yep. But we don't say that on live, too.
No, you never say that online because that's inconsiderate.
Very.
Jorts says, "Oh, I thought you were making that to fit someone else." Yeah, so did I.
It can fit anyone.
Surprise!
You want to try it on? Now it won't fit me because we already saw that it was. Yeah. Turtle.
Cool. Freestyle Gamer is being super nice.
Oh, thank you.
Freestyle Gamer is telling us, huge fan, been watching for a while, continuously impressed and glad that I caught the stream. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Freestyle Gamer. Multi-Thor EL says, a little foam figure of Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors would be cool. Isn't that what we were talking about last week?
I was talking about that.
Did we leave the camera on last week? DragonCon 2019. Are you reading my brain? It's a short story, don't worry. DragonCon 2019, when I was in line to get my badge to actually go to the con, there was a Seymour was right behind me with an Audrey 2 puppet. So it was dressed up as Seymour from the flower shop, and his right hand was inside the Audrey 2 puppet with a false arm holding onto the flower pot. And I think he had some of the doo-wop backup singers with him additionally in cosplay.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool little group. Maximilian Hammerschmidt is giving us more lore on Lord of the Rings swords.
Ooh.
Yes. Rick Frax says, as a big guy, it is so cool to see this kind of cosplay. It fits. Yeah, totally.
No, I dress also in all shapes and sizes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It is, yeah, and it's neat to be wearing it.
You didn't believe me, did you?
You know, so body image, right? Let's take a couple of steps back here. Odin's body image is always considerably smaller than what he sees on camera. I somehow think I'm a smaller person than I am, so I try to remind myself that, no, you're way bigger than you think you are. So when we start talking about this thing that's fitting on the Kevin body form, no, this will fit you too. It's like, yeah, right, sure. Kevin could wear me like a suit.
Yeah. Okay. Got one.
You got one?
Got one.
No, the reason you're not putting those on the chest yet is you want to put the straps on first.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only reason. Otherwise, I totally would stick it right there, right now. But I want to get the straps, and I want to put it over the top of the straps.
Right.
And the straps that I'm talking about are these straps. This is one. And hold on. There's his needle. I don't want to stab you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
No stabbing today.
No stabbing today.
So it.
No bloodletting on the show.
So it needs to go here, and it needs to go there, and then we need a wolf right there.
We need the wolf. Have you had to print that? I don't know if I found the file for that yet or not.
Well,
it's not hard to get. I know that.
That's okay. That's one of those things I want to do because I've never 3D printed anything.
Okay.
I don't even know where to start, and I figured, you know what? That wolf is a good place to start because it's just a little.
So there you go. One of these upcoming live streams, we're going to set up the 3D printer and fire that thing off. Let her go through the whole portion of doing the slicing, doing the export, loading into the machine, and starting up the print. It'll take longer than we got for it to finish, or at least it probably will. But it may not.
We can always just leave it. People watched you watch paint dry. We can watch a 3D print.
It's true.
Do it on a time lapse or something.
We can.
Don't actually have to watch it.
No, you don't actually have to watch it. We can totally set that up. And it just depends on how big the file is, because it could print in less than an hour, but it probably won't. Because I'll end up using my photon printer, which is the most reliable of the resin printers that I've got. I've got a few that have been given to me for review. That one prints reliably the most often for me, but it's not fast. I have another Anycubic printer that is actually much faster for printing, but I think I got one of the earlier prototypes. This is the Photon X, right? Mega X Photon. Anyway, it's got twice the print area so it can make a much larger volume material, but the print plate I think is slightly potato chipped. So it
What
has.
does that mean?
That means it's not flat and level. It's shaped like a potato chip.
Okay.
Pringles?
Or,
yes, like Pringles. Where basically it seems, I haven't double checked it, but I remember reading a comment on my own video with somebody else bought it when they got it. They diagnosed that was the problem, and they realized by setting it on something that they knew was truly flat, that they could see the four corners were touching, but the middle wasn't. And that would definitely describe the problem that I continuously have with my unit. So I think I just need to get something really flat, like when I have as Avage's machiner's blocks or something else, and just work the plate down to being level again. And the nice thing is the plate's on like a ball joint. So as long as it is level to itself, I can always pitch it to be level to the machine, right? So it's not like I have to keep it 100% completely level and parallel to the arm that goes up and down. That's just part of the leveling of the mechanism. So it's nice that it is something I actually could fix, you know, if I had the magic thing that I don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to use this one on the other side because I was one piece short.
Maximilian Hammerschmidt's talking to us in German. I can't even pronounce it. It'll just sound like
do you have
something
that
inappropriate.
highly toxic glue?
Yeah, the HH66.
Yes.
It's the top shelf up there right next to the leather dye, because you know those two things totally similar. They both have a dauber built in, so it's obviously very, very similar. Might need the specialized wrench that's underneath the...
to open it?
Yeah, underneath the Saints Row 3rd weapon. Yep, that's it. These things are great. So, no way I can get this open. And actually, I cranked it tight to keep the fumes inside. So, I got this, I think the Lowe's and Citrus Heights carries those. I know Tap Plastic carries them as well. But specifically, that's what it's for, and they're great.
Get this glued, and then we can start getting the rivets and elastic. How are we doing on time? 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes until 2 o'clock.
Till 2 o'clock.
30 minutes or 35 minutes till...
Sign off.
Sign off. You know, sometimes you have an afternoon commitment. I assume you do today.
I'm pretty good on time for today.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to know how much time we have for project-wise to get going. You know, like how much we go on. Because I'm thinking we could do the rivets on the corners of
Possibly.
the pauldrons as a possibility. I'm at least going to get this glued.
Right.
And we could probably start doing strapping next week.
Sweet. I've only talked about having a strapping good time for weeks. Well, we did actually start strapping once before we got...
Well, we haven't begun.
Yeah, before we just spent riveting. And Nicole King still loves the story about me being wrong in college with authority.
Yeah.
Jerry Rig Props, he signed off half an hour ago. So if you happen to be watching the replay, Jerry, good night. Artman 2019, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the comfortability of the armor? Okay, well, how do we want to categorize that?
Okay,
so...
Movement, how much movement do you lift your arms? Can you...
I've got about as much movement as I do in a good suit.
I was going to say, you look like you have about as much movement in a wedding dress, in a typical wedding dress.
Typical wedding dress.
You're not going to be able to...
Right. I remember having a discussion when I rented a tux to go to the Emmys that the first thing I did when I put it on is like, well, is this fitting right? And the guy's like, you don't move like that in this type of suit. You look good in it. You don't flex like
you stand like this.
Yeah. And so it fits great like that, actually. I definitely feel that I'm wearing a corset. She's got me laced up, which means it's providing support in a way that I don't normally hold my back. And that is not uncomfortable, but it is different. And I know that I will feel it when it's undone, because all of a sudden I won't have that support after I've relaxed and given up. Because like, oh, hey, I don't need to put this effort in anymore.
Yes, so...
Yeah.
Does it feel hot? Does it feel like you are encumbered?
No. I have less movement than I do with a t-shirt. So I'm encumbered in that way, but I'm not encumbered. I don't know. Let's give it an 8.
8?
How's that?
8 on movement?
Yeah. Well, 8 on comfortability. Just
okay,
overall.
comfort.
Overall, 1 to 10 is what he was asking about.
Okay.
So it's just, might be... 10 is going to be super comfortable, right? I mean,
yeah.
I can feel I'm wearing it because it's different.
Pajamas.
Stretchy stuff.
But, yeah. No, I think
Was that me that buzzed or you that
Yeah,
buzzed?
it was you, because mine is...
Well, right next to it.
Yeah, true.
Ooh, I can smell the super glue stuff. Well, it's not super glue, but I can smell it.
Yeah, it is pretty intense of a glue.
Yeah, it is.
Did I wait too long?
Grumar is asking, does anyone know if these contact cements have the same curing time? Like 5 minutes? I got some that only has French on it.
I feel like I do it based on tackiness in general because weather
I was going to make a joke about metric time.
Oh, metric time.
Absolutely. Weather, humidity, temperature, tackiness is the right way to do it. So I wouldn't go just by time. 5 minutes is still probably pretty good. It might be more like 10. In the California winter, which is nothing to the majority of the rest of the world that actually has to deal with frozen water, it can take 10, 15 minutes to just let it sit and air dry. If you need it to set faster...
That was string bothering me.
Oh. If you need to set faster, put it on thinner. Now, that may not sound right, but
you
one
can
of
do
the things...
multiple layers, too.
You can do multiple layers. One of the things I've seen Evil Ted do is he takes the puzzle piece scraps, and when he puts the glue on, he then spreads it out so it's a very even, thin coat over the whole thing. That dries very quickly, and he can put a second one or a third one on. And with EVA foam, the first coat will soak into the foam a pretty good amount.
Yeah, it's a sponge.
It's kind of a sponge, right? It's solvent resistant, but it still does that. So that kind of creates a little bit of a skin. So your second coat is a really gummy, sticky, and it helps a lot. So
yeah, because you can let it over dry, and then it doesn't
absolutely
stick.
Can let it
but
over
you can
dry.
still add another coat.
Yes, you can
and
rejuvenate
it'll stick better.
It'll stick better. You can also, if you really need to, you don't have any more contact cement, you can rejuvenate it a little bit with heat. It's not something I've specifically done.
But you're also heating up foam and other pieces, which can mess with the
but
project.
it's just
Depends
like
on
hair dryer.
Yeah.
You know, you're using heat guns normally, but you can get the contact cement to get a little bit of tackiness back with applying some heat to it.
Good to know.
But she's right. Be careful of not cooking your project.
Yeah. So we got the Velcro on. We need to get some rivets. And then...
Yep. Tradoria gave the exact same answer we did. And best way to test is putting a finger on it. If it doesn't stick, it's ready. Stick meaning if you put your finger on the contact cement and it doesn't come being wet on your finger, it's just ready to go. You can also tell because the sheen changes. You can easily tell it's wet. You look at it, it looks like wet.
Feel like you stare at it enough.
Yeah, if you actually watch it, the pot will eventually boil. And when it dries, the sheen changes. And because when it's no longer wet looking, but it's still glossy, you're good to go. When it goes full on matte, you're going to need a new layer. Oh, that's kind of cool.
What?
Jordan Fiddle says, make Mecha Bumble Scorpion a logo or something. Laugh out loud. All right. Yeah, Mecha Bumble Scorpion needs a logo.
Bubble Scorpion.
I need to work more with Bumble Scorpion. I mean, he's kind of a one-trick pony, but it's fun.
You have like all close to what I need, but not quite.
There should be more black Velcro elastic that I recently purchased when we last went there, and if that's not there, it may be in the bag that World Class gave me on the table near your sewing machine.
I remember you buying that.
Yeah.
You did. You got 2 different ones, didn't you?
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's what I swore you had black for a reason.
Right, and I used some with the Scorpion mask, so it might even be down on the shelf there in the other box, maybe? I don't think so. The other box, you have the Velcro box, and then there's the backpack strapping box. Strapping!
I'm all sorts of lost back here. Here, you go find it.
All right.
Listen, thank you.
Dan Does Junk says, Mecha Bumble Scorpion has to appear at least once at a con. Yeah, he does. And if I ever take Mecha Godzilla anywhere, let me just walk off camera so you're not looking at anybody.
I'm coming. I couldn't find it. I tried.
But yeah, he totally needs to appear at a con.
Debt Leaf P? He says, Odin, do you feel like killing ghouls right now?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm not saying it now either.
Yeah, it's not. I feel like, is it a blue bag? What color is it?
I thought it was a white bag.
I really don't. There's a white bag behind you, right over there.
This has got Christmas ornaments in it?
Yeah, wrong one. Sorry.
It's alright. That's from like 2019.
Okay. Freestyle Gamer says, it's cool that you're 3D printing the medallion. I did that too with my costume. Works well. So I'm glad, because this is the first time I've ever 3D printed anything. And I've been wanting to, but
Right, no.
there's always been a different something else or a different way to do it. But this way I'm going to do it for sure. What did William Connor say that sounds nerdy? I missed it.
Well, anything, probably.
Connor Cook wants us to do a pre-recorded intro with puppets.
Right.
He's been asking for puppets.
Has Connor been the one asking for puppets?
I think so. Do you have an Instagram, Odin?
Yes, I do have an Instagram, Odin.
You can't find it, can you?
No, I can't. Did I put it in here? I dropped a piece. I do have an Instagram. It's just Odin Makes. Speaking of warming up your phone with a heater.
Oh yeah, are you right in front of the heater?
Yeah.
Okay, Deadleaf P or whatever, it's always funny that not all Americans are able to pronounce my name. No, sorry, I'm reading it wrong.
Totally.
And Connor Cook apologizes for filling the chat with puppet requests, lol.
So I'm
Found it!
fully apologize for completely describing the wrong bag.
But we have elastic now.
Oh yeah, I definitely heated up the foam. It's now crept through the vinyl and I can feel it. Yeah.
Now it's your shape.
Yeah, that's my shape.
How's it feeling? It's staying on.
It's staying on. It's funny that I'm sure it's straight, but to me it feels like it's shifted to the left.
It is shifted to the
Okay.
left. It's just, I have to go and just, here.
It's
Here, you stand this way a little bit more. All right, ready? There you go. Now you're centered.
Trying to provide resistance for you.
No, I know. And it's, lazy people in corsets. It's like.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Only I bought like craft string, so you probably don't have the ability to really pull on it like that.
So, yay! But, rivets.
Rivets.
Okay, do you want to help me rivet?
Sure.
Because we have to do the corners, the front corners onto the elastic.
So which?
We got these ones, I think. No, we got specific rivets for him.
Right.
Is it these ones?
I think so. And then I bought.
Yeah. Wait, this was
Did I
the.
put the screws in there?
The screws are here.
Okay. I bought newer, bigger screws because we tried doing this before and they weren't long enough.
Yes, and then also
So I went and
there's.
found longer M3 screws.
Okay.
Sorry. You were saying something?
Dan Does Junk wants to know, so what if you have an itch behind the clamshell? That's when you use your sword and you get it in there and you get a good scratch going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Zach Pennington wants to know, who is Felicia? I'm Felicia. Who am I? I don't know. We're old co-workers. I like to work on random projects. I was bugging him about chainmail armor and we ended up doing this. So.
Yep. And actually the idea of let's do a live stream playing with the chainmail foam was also her idea.
Yeah,
So
I was just goofing off. So
Yeah.
that is what this is. No,
That's-
I'm not nobody, but having fun.
no, you're somebody. You have worked in one of the premier costume shops of Sacramento.
Yes.
You worked in the wardrobe department and additional departments for what was the #1 YouTube channel for a little while.
Right? They were.
Briefly.
Yeah,
Way back in the day. No, but yeah, they were at least
Yeah.
Smosh, which is where I met her. So no, you are accomplished and have done, and you are a gym teacher and
Yeah, I coached gymnastics for 15 years. Yeah.
and you've actually got a fashion degree that gave you.
I do have a degree in pattern drafting,
In pattern
merchandising,
drafting?
and marketing.
There you go.
So that's who I am.
Yes.
Ask me questions, I'll answer them the best I can.
Somebody who's got authority and receipts to back it up.
Okay, let's see. Oh, Anthony says, just a hot girl helping Odin. Oh, that's
Yeah.
all I am.
That's all it is. Hi, Anthony from Smosh. No, be nice, but it's not. It's probably it might be Anthony from NPR.
Have you ever thought about making a project, an armor maybe, using leather? Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did
The Guar costumes had a lot of leather in it, but it wasn't specifically just leather armor for the sake of leather armor, but there was a lot of leather elements to help hold it together. What are you talking about?
Well, I was thinking the shoulder piece you made out for the...
For Grunk?
No, Fallout.
Yes.
That was a big leather piece,
That was
and
a
that
big
was
leather
just
piece.
scraps, and that was a good leather armor piece that you just made up.
Yeah.
So
it
yes,
was.
you have, and
Yes,
you
I
could
have.
totally replace all the vinyl in this and make it leather,
Yep.
and your job would be so much easier. Cost might go up, but if you get it from a recycled source, like an old leather jacket from a thrift store or an old leather couch, it's not
Yep.
opposed to it. But
Yeah.
so
I have sewn leather as well. I made like Neo's wearing a priest cassock in the first Matrix. I made a leather one of those for a friend, and who then promptly put on demon makeup to go with it. So
yeah.
yeah, it's nice stuff to work with.
So you got the longer.
So I got some that are longer, and these should still fit.
Yeah, and we wanted to get it so that it... I like how you have these bronze and black and...
Oh yeah,
Great.
Tandy leather was great when I was able to get a hold of stuff.
Is their
It's
website
weird.
at least still up?
It is.
Okay.
The threads go, but they don't. It was like,
Are they not lined up in the same
yeah,
gauge or whatever?
one of those weird things I always kind of second guess is that
These are cool clasps.
yeah. I bought a package of those for making the Eye of Agamotto.
So is that going to work? Or are we going to have to staple it and glue it?
Which it might work with some super glue.
It might work with some super glue. I can see Saiyan armor a bit looking
Right.
at that armor. Honestly, this is a good just base piece armor. You got a clamshell.
No, this goes on about the same, so that's not that bad. It barely grips,
Okay.
so it's about the same. So that's okay.
It's going to work.
This is good. I think we probably should put a drop of super glue in the nut portion, but yes.
To hold it? Okay.
Yeah, they'll hold it.
Do you want out of that? To
Whatever.
finish functioning? Or do you want to wear it for the rest of the stream?
Which
We
is like
have
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Why don't I wear it for the rest of the stream so the rest of the stream isn't getting me out of it?
Well, there you go.
So there you go.
Okay, well, I guess all we have to do is rivets in those corners with those screws. We need to make a hole.
Okay.
How do we make a hole? We have an awl
We
here.
have an awl. Well, it only needs to be that big, so the
So-
awl's probably fine.
And the other awl is right here, too.
Okay. So we want
And-
to... Are both of these the same? This is the right one, right?
This one goes on this side, and so it's... I want to double check. Let me just pull up the
I
picture.
thought this was the right hand side with the chevron with the
That's
pieces on it.
why I'm going to double check pictures real quick. How do I show them? That's on board.
Right,
We don't
which-
have it up.
Yeah, we can show them, but
Yeah.
it'll take a couple of extra clicks, which isn't impossible. I just
Click, click. That's not which one I wanted. No, sorry. This PC. I should just let you do this.
Oh, come on, it's great fun. The whole world's watching you operate a PC.
I'm going to let you find it. That way you can at least show them too. Because even if we don't get this in the next 15 minutes, we can do it next week. Ready to go. There he is.
So there's that one.
So that
So-
is his...
So this strap, it's the right shoulder.
It's this. Goes on this side.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
one's just the chain.
Okay. This is why I double check. Because
Now
I'm
let's
not...
see if I can't.
I do this from memory.
Right, which is fine. And you might be transposing things because of the whole getting used to mirrors thing.
Right?
So I do that. So what we're talking about is on his right shoulder, there's that one single rivet towards the end of the pauldron. The one that's so the right shoulder is the pauldron that's under the strap, right? So we're looking at putting that one single rivet down towards the end, which, looking at the way the game is done, appears to be how the pieces connect together for the actual costume. Now you're saying we're going to cheat it and add some elastic to it,
Just so we have some movement.
just to add some movement for
Yeah.
the human that has to be in this thing.
To help with the movement and the... Yeah, so
Yeah.
it just isn't going to pop off and make life easier.
Okay.
You know, this isn't real metal and it doesn't really have to be...
Right.
So we're going to stretch it and use a little fudging, but...
But it does completely give us all the protection we need from the evil foam demons.
Foam sword fighting, right?
Yeah, foam sword fighting.
But right
That's
there.
that's the song from the 70s, right? Everybody was foam sword fighting. Na, 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 na. Anyway.
Yeah, right there. That's where it goes.
Okay.
And that's how it's supposed to look. So...
I appreciate you not skewing at what was on me.
Yet.
Yet. Yet.
Yet. Okay, so... Stabby thing. I'll get super glue. Do you have a preference on super glue?
I like the blue
The
lid
blue
one.
one better
Yeah.
than the green one?
Yep. This is going to go right through the Velcro. Do you care?
No?
Okay.
Velcro still does its job. With
It
holes
will.
on. Ugh.
Stabby thingy.
Stabby thingy.
Close up of stabby thingy. And that's my $2 awl that I bought from. And here's the awesome awl that Stephen made me. Stabby thingy. I'm sure or is it Sean? Man, I'm saying the name wrong, I'm sure.
Ooh, I'm telling.
All apologies to my good friends that made me tools.
Yes, here's the screw.
Good.
Here's this.
Screw goes into hole. Screw pokes out.
Here is super glue.
All right, now we need to put how elastic needs to go in this too.
You're right. That needs to go on this side on the back.
Okay.
So, hold on, let me stab this through. Yes.
Sticky stabby thingy now because it went through glue.
Yeah, that's okay. Now we're going to clean it off.
Yeah, I'll go. Acetone will take it right off. Joe is not here right now. Lightbringer, Eonolith, Lightbringer Joe is not here today.
He was here earlier,
He was here earlier.
and he'll be back, but no, he's not here.
Yeah,
right
he'll be back. He had an appointment, so he can't be here right now. People are laughing at something that Connor Cook was talking about. I'm not seeing it quickly and easily, so moving on. Mastermind says, I'm eating chicken wings. Buffalo wings.
I had those yesterday.
I had some of those yesterday, too, and I might get a Tennessee chicken sandwich tonight. Because I like that spicy stuff.
Alright, every time I make the hole big enough, it closes right back up.
Sounds like elastic. Noah Turner's asking, do I think I could make some Kanoe masks from Bionicle? It's more Lego parts. Which build was I doing that I joked about it? Hey, I'm a Bionicle. I don't remember now. Which one was that? That wasn't... I don't think that was the Bumblebee build. But there's a masked build that I did where I literally made that joke. And it might have been Bumblebee.
I was thinking Bumblebee, but I wasn't 100%
Yeah,
sure.
maybe I put it on backwards because it's got. I made like a round port that goes in the back of Bumblebee's head, which will look like the stud the mask holds the mask on for Bionicle.
Alright, let me know when you're ready for glue.
Yeah. And this part isn't easy because it doesn't thread very well.
It has a very small drop. I will let you do it.
Okay.
Because you know how it doesn't thread.
Right.
There you go.
This is the same problem I was having last time. Was
Getting it going, getting it started.
getting it started. Yep.
What do you
Is there a
need?
little screwdriver in the books?
In the box.
I'm sure I can get a screwdriver off the wall behind me too, but that's fine.
too tiny.
That's fine. Because I don't need a whole lot of... Yep. Even with this, I can over crank it to the point that I can strip the threads out. So I'm going to stop there.
Does it feel secure?
Fairly?
Yeah, that feels secure. And we'll just leave this here.
I got maybe a rotation and a half. Because there's not a lot of... the thread doesn't get a lot of purchase inside this dome. It's an M3 screw, right? But which is, I don't know, it's metric 3. I really don't know what that translates to. I know what a 832 is, but anyway.
I'm gonna give
It's not going in very much. It's getting maybe 2 millimeters of purchase into the end of the stud. It's barely going in.
But, yay, we have some elastic.
But yay, we have some elastic. Even if you have to put a hole in the other piece and just feed this through and put a knot on it. We don't have to rivet the other
Yeah,
one.
because there's no rivet visibly showing.
Yeah.
I was just going to...
Well, you talked about riveting, so.
Yeah, because
about
it's
this.
like stapling.
Yeah.
And if it's a secure, we might as well. But if it's not secure, I'm not opposed to doing it any other way.
Okay.
So, but we got one side started.
We got one side
Here,
started.
let's get this one off.
Okay.
So we can at least, it would be here. And so if you want to just thread it through and knot it, or glue it, or
Sure. Well, we can
staple
split a
it.
hole and we can feed it through and do like a figure 8 knot, and that might be big enough to,
There you go.
just the same kind of corner, right? Even though it's cheating forward.
Yeah, but you're also doing...
I guess you want it to be cheated forward. So.
Yeah. Pretty much. And we're not doing the back just because
Just because we want to have...
it'll have significantly more movement
Yeah.
without the back.
It's a costume, not a video game.
No, it's a video game, not a costume. Here's this.
Fair enough.
Here. This goes right there. Can glue that on.
Now I'm formal. I have a bow tie.
And then this, I think the other one goes down this low. It's weird. I have to look at the picture when we
I thought
place
they were-
these. Because there's one up here and one down here. And they seem like they're parallel, but there's so many straps going on. See? It's like
Oh,
right here.
wrong camera. Oh, no, actually, I'm... come on, there we go. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sure the audience has seen the same thing the whole time, but I'm hitting the wrong buttons, so on our end, pictures are flying around. Right. So there's one way up in the neck, and then there's the other underneath the straps, underneath the wolf.
Yeah. It's
All right.
not quite underneath the pectorals.
Right.
But it's right at the bottom of them.
And it'll be really tricky because didn't measure the spacing out. No, it looks like there's...
Yeah, no, I eyeballed it, so it should be fairly close. But
Cool.
you totally cannot see that. You can only see the buckle. It is black on black. With...
Black on black on black on black. With a camera that's got a very blue color correction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can also
There it is.
color this a little bit to give it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I think I'm
No?
glad that these pieces are done and I didn't have to build them from scratch.
Yes.
So, yay!
Yes.
Not building them from scratch. Although we are going to do that harness he's wearing from scratch.
Right, well, you have to.
No, we
So-
don't.
We can go to an S&M shop in San Francisco, I guess, but...
Yeah, it's just a simple harness. But yeah, we're just going to make it out of the matching vinyl strapping. Did you lose it?
Yeah, that didn't quite work the way I wanted it to.
Oh, sorry, it's attached.
Well, it's only attached to my hand. How about my hook and loop thing? My,
Yeah.
Lumi... Oh.
Do you not have it?
Oh, here it is. I put it in a different spot.
Okay.
My tool from, weird crafts from the 80s when you do your
Hook and loop.
hook and loop rug. Yeah.
Yeah. Also great for doing yarn for projects and Muppet hair and things.
Right.
Yes.
So that, put this on it, and we close the thing, and the viewers at home can totally see me doing all this.
I can put it on number 2. Number 2.
Number 2. So what I've got is the hook and loop thing. I pushed it through. It's got like a crochet hook on the end, but also has this little flippy bit that then creates a loop to secure what you've got. So what I'm trying to do is feed the elastic through it, flip the flippy bit, and then if I can, pull it back through the armor. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it on camera. Look at that. I think I did it.
Yeah. Diego Luke says, I'm not trying to be mean. It's not exactly as the picture it looks like.
No, of course not.
But I also, how do I do it on number...
Just hit still.
Still.
That's it.
How
No.
can I switch it over to this one?
Just drag.
This one over to here?
Yep. And I'll just whip.
So this is more the one I was basing it off of, the black with the brown.
And also, as with all cosplay, and it's something I really have to admit to myself, it is my desire and my goal to be as accurate as I can be to the source material. But no matter what, my cosplay is as interpreted by Odin. And I can always tell that my thing has been altered slightly from whatever's going on from the original. So, that's just the way it works out. So, is it altered from the original? Yeah, it is. Because we made it. It's not,
Yep.
Yeah.
How's that working?
It's working. I just gotta make my funky...
You're not?
Yeah, not just a granny knot, but I'm trying to do the sailor
This...
figure 8 knot.
Oh,
Because
you're doing
it's
a
stopper
fancy
knot.
one so that it doesn't pull all the way through?
It's kind of just a double knot. It's not super fancy, but yeah. It's sort of the type of knot you put on the end of the strings of your hoodie. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I just like torturing myself and re-threading them all the time.
Oh, there you go.
Right? So we have that one, and then this one. Does this one?
That's not too much, is it?
Well, let's see. We have this.
Because I haven't like cranked it down, so.
Well, it gives us about 1.5 inches of movement.
Right.
Hold it. Nope, it's not going to say. Let me just.
Well, I can try and walk the knot a little tighter. It's just,
Sorry.
I forgot that elastic isn't as easy to tie as
Right, there you
cord.
go. How does it fit?
I can't even tell it's there. So I'm
Okay,
sure
well,
it's
let
fine.
me move this up here then.
I mean, I'm not feeling.
No, I know that this wasn't in the right spot, but this. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not feeling anything to let me believe it was any different than it was before.
Yeah.
So if the pieces are behaving with each other, that's fine for me.
Yeah, they work together. They're not going. So
there isn't a
pull.
huge gap.
Well, there's a gap, but it's not like.
You can't fly an airplane through it.
Here, see?
Well, yeah.
And then you have movement,
Yeah, whatever.
and it's all black.
And it's all black. Yeah, because I'm wearing a black T-shirt.
Well,
My
so
black Evil Ted Smith T-shirt.
This part's.
It's all black too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all hidden in there. So, yay! You can take this off now because it's not Velcroed on the top yet. Getting there.
Getting there.
Getting there. The pauldrons are finished.
Finished. Yes.
They will get put on after the strapping, so we have to do strapping.
So next week we're gonna be doing strapping.
Maybe.
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 So if you're available and if you're interested, please come on back next Monday. We'll be streaming again live at noon our time. That's California time, so please adjust for your location on the planet. And we'll be going for about 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes like we did today. And maybe we'll be doing some strapping. Yes. But no matter what it is we're doing, we're absolutely going to continue to work with the Witcher Project. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely want to spend that time with all of you. So, yeah. If anybody wants to bother you during the week, is there any place they can get a hold of you, like on social media, Instagram?
Well, I'm always just lurking on your Discord, so
well, there's that.
You have your Patreon-only Discord. I'm always I'm reading it, and if you guys have questions, I will, and I have answers, I will jump in, but otherwise, I just see it.
Right.
And then I'm also on Instagram under Eesh87, EESH_87.
Cool.
And that's all my social I have.
But that's fine. That's plenty. It's 2 different places to get a hold of you. One's an instant chat, and the other one's...
Yes. So.
Yeah, more public facing.
And then Toby and Bruno, who aren't here, they have their own Instagram.
Them's the doggos.
And I changed Toby's Instagram name yesterday, so it's Toby Loves Bruno.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So they have their own Instagram. If you missed them this week, you can go say hi to them.
And see a video of Toby drinking out of a water bottle?
Yeah, we had a walk this morning. He was adorable.
Nice. Excellent. And as far as social media, I'm pretty much Odin Makes everywhere. Trying to think. Do I have an engagement coming up? I was going to be speaking at GeekCon from Ontario College, but that got pushed back till April, so that's still happening. Something else that's happening in April. Later this month, I'll be doing an interview with Kaiju Ramen Magazine. Hopefully, I'll be getting a T-shirt from them. You'll see that on a live stream. And so that new issue will also be published at some point in April. It'll be all about my Mechagodzilla cosplay. And otherwise, I'll see you this Wednesday with a new video, and we'll talk to you again next Monday with our next live stream. And I want to thank you once again for spending your time with us. And yeah, hope to see you next week.
See you guys next week.
Talk to you later. This is where we need a technical director who can actually help us, reach over and end the stream elegantly where it doesn't look like some guy fumbling with a mouse.
Professional things?
Professional things, right. Be professional, not be like a bunch of people just on YouTube.